And welcome to Paint Valley High School, where tonight the Southeastern Lady Panthers come cross county to do battle with the Bearcats of Paint Valley. I'm Shane Combs of SVCSportsZone.com, coming to you live here with my good friend Kai Pulliam. And Kai, I tell you what, we're here at the end of the final match of the first round. Southeastern entering at 6-5 overall with a 1-5 mark in the SVC. Coming off a win last night over McLean and 4. On the other side, Paint Valley with the 3-8 overall mark, also 1-5. So we certainly have a standings matchup here tonight that going to allow one of these teams to move up. And Paint Valley's got to come in with a little bit of a bitter taste. Up 2-0 last night at Western. Western comes back, wins that one in 5. So certainly two teams that appear evenly matched coming in and should have a great match. I know we're both tied in 6th place. I know you'll go through the league standings here in just a second. But first, I want to thank you. I want to thank Paint Valley. I don't think a lot of people understand the website during the COVID-19 situation has reached out to a lot of SVC schools. Paint Valley certainly jumped on, wanted to do some things. We've been able to do it in football for the communities of not just Paint Valley, but Adena, Piketon, Zane Trace this Friday night. Here tonight, Southeastern Volleyball. Just talk to us a little bit about what Paint Valley was hoping to accomplish with this. And like I said, the website's just honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, Shane, I think the big thing that the school was just trying to do is just make sure our kids get the exposure that they deserve. I mean, these students have worked hard day in and day out all summer, and then when they got into the reality of the season, a lot of people can't come watch them perform and do what they practice all summer to do, including family and friends. So Paint Valley's just excited that we can offer family and friends and just fans at home the opportunity to watch some Bearcat sports here for free, of course. So just get back to the community in that way. And then we're thankful for SVC Sports Zone and how you've partnered with us on doing this, and we'd be more than happy to help any other school with it if they needed it.
No question. I know the website feels the same way. I know it's a situation where they're out the website for 13 seasons now, and or 13 full years, I should say, and then 10 seasons of SVC Sports Talk, where we've done 30 shows a year. Just released show 287 the other night, so we're proud of that. But this is something completely different. This is something that'll be commercial-free, sponsorship-free. This is just us, again, wanting to do this, allow the community, some of the parents, as you said, friends, and then also give these kids an opportunity to go back and watch and kind of have it archived as well. So, Kai, I know you have some things down through the pregame agenda here, some standings and some different volleyball questions. I'll just kind of turn it over to you, and let's talk some volleyball here. We got about 15 minutes before the first serve tonight.
Absolutely, Shane, and we're just going to apologize. We're going to have some loud background noise as long as the music is going, so just bear with us with that, and then the whistles and such throughout the game. So first up, we're going to run down some standings and go through some questions. So right now, Adena is leading the SVC at an impressive 10-0 overall and 6-0 in the SVC, followed by Huntington 8-2 overall, 5-1 in SVC. Westfall tied with them at 6-2 overall, 5-1 in the SVC, and then coming in after them is Zane Trace, 6-3 overall, 4-2 in SVC. And then we kind of flipped there, Shane, to a little bit of a different to the bottom half, where Union Notice 7-6 overall, 2-4 in the SVC. Southeastern Paint Valley, the two teams here, as you said earlier, are 1-5 in the SVC. Southeastern 6-5 overall. The Bearcats are 3-8 overall, and then bringing up the rear is Piketon Red Streaks at 2-9 and 0-6. So just so you guys are aware, some other matchups. The big one tonight is Adena at Huntington. That's going to be kind of side first place a little bit there to start, and then Union Noda at Piketon, and then Zane Trace at Westfall. So there's some good matchups out there tonight, Shane. So my first question to you is, what jumps out to you tonight about tonight's set of games as we make the turn in the second half of league play on Thursday?
Well, I think it has to be the parity. I think when I look at the parity in the standings, it kind of tells the story. You have 4 teams there in the top half, still well in this thing. But even beyond that, we have a Uniota team that, keep in mind, They went 5 with Adina, 5 with Huntington, 4 with Zane Trace. Your kid like Casey Pierce, Carissa Wheeler, Ava Eldridge now running the 5-1 offense, moves around Sophie Coleman, which has really helped their libero. Emma Speck, she's going to be a really good one. She does a nice job. So again, even into the bottom half, I can't remember a year where we've had opportunities for those top teams to lose. So you look at those matchups you're reading off tonight. Depending on what happens, Kai, we could go from a 7-0 to a 3-way tie at 5-2, all the way down to a 3-way tie at 6-1, or a bunch of things in between. So, this thing's far from over. It's a lot of fun. It seems like every night I go to SVC Volleyball, I plan on being there a while because we just haven't had a lot of straight set things. It's been a lot of 4 and 5 setters. So I think we're in for a good one here tonight as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember you mentioned it during the JV game. You and your wife Bethany have been magnets for the 3-set JV game,
yes,
which just adds to the evening. So, as I mentioned in the rundown of the schedule, though, we have 2 major matchups in tonight's league. So, first off, what are your thoughts on the Adina-Huntington matchup?
I think it's really similar to the Adina-Westfall match I attended last week. When you look at this Huntington team with an Allison Basie in the middle there and Megan Steele and what she's capable of doing, and the way Hirsch and Dyer and Henneberger and even some young kids like Henshaw and Lamerson have come on, this is a team that is really powered by some elite hitters, and the defense of Adina has always been a staple of that program. Some people that have listened to SVC Sports Talk have heard me say this, and with like Cameron Carroll and then Garrison and McQuinnan and so forth. But what happens is you take Sydney Fogelsholm, you take Jenna Martin, you take some of these kids in the middle who can also give you some offense. Where Adina this year is different, Kai, is their offensive balance across the net. They're able to not only keep the ball off the floor and defend you, they're able to come back at you and make it very difficult for you to get in rhythm and get the right hitters the ball in the right spot. You'll hear names like Burns and both Loveleys and Harper. Michaela Lovely and Ari Dara do such a good job setting. They'll even utilize a third setter every now and then in certain rotations. But I'll tell you what, it's a situation that I thought Adina the other night against Westfall was about as good as I've seen them play in about 2 years. So, if they add that type of offense to the defense, they're going to be tough to beat. But obviously, across the league, when you have players like an Allison Basie, like a Megan Steele, every night you always have a chance, and I certainly think they'll get a really good one over there at Adina-Huntington tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds to me like I haven't seen Adina play yet, but it sounds like they're well balanced like they were in the late 2000s, early 2010s when they had the Katie Corey, Jenny Grigsby's, Lexi Millers, those of the world, where they could just attack you from each and every spot. So what are your thoughts on Zane Trace Westfall tonight, who are battling out in the 3rd, 4th place game?
Well, again, a really interesting matchup in the middle. Obviously, with Kristen Phillips and Marissa Mullins of Westfall, what you're going to get on the other side is middle by committee, I like to say, with Zane Trace. Emily Allen does a terrific job at the net. If you haven't had a chance to watch her defend the net, she just doesn't take a play off. So she's going to compete and give her back row every opportunity with some touches and some different things there at the net. She'll get help from Alexis Farley, Gracie McCall, even Alara Crow, Hannah Hell. They have so many kids across the front row that can compete. And then, too, when they go to the outside, also blocking, but even more so on the offensive side with Lexi Scott and Allie Bennett. I'll even throw Elaney Hill in there, although Elaney's been a kid I've been super impressed with defensively this year. And then obviously Lexi Betts is a kid. They're going to be the type of team that if they can extend the volley, if they can keep the rallies going, Elizabeth Harbor in the back, Bryn Viney, Delana Berry, again, there's a long list of kids for Zane Trace to get a lot of time. They're going to have an opportunity to compete a little bit, but again, Westfall so legitimate in the middle at all 6 rotations, because with Phillips and Mullins, they're starting to get Claire Latham in their 5-1 attack. They'll get a little bit out of Haley Young, too, Lauren Daniels. Grace Wolf does a nice job. Kayla Fleischman, Ashley Hegarty. So, again, they've got some championship DNA, been there, done that. And they're certainly not out of this thing yet either.
Absolutely. So there's about 8.5 minutes left here in our pregame. So let's turn our attention to tonight's call here at Pain Valley. We're going to start off with Southeastern. So one of Southeastern's top overall talents is junior Hannah Lockey. Hannah is a player who can really impact the match in a variety of ways, Shane. Why don't you tell us a little more about her for those of us who haven't seen her play yet?
Well, Hannah Lougheed's a super talent. She's really, really good. She'll be a 6'2" setter. You know, for those not familiar with that, what that'll mean is she'll set across the back row, she'll hit across the front. She mixes a lot of power with some nice athleticism and agility around the net. An improved defender, both blocking and passing. And she's a terrific server. She's the type of kid that when she gets her serve going, I'm sure they'd like to see it be a little bit more efficient at times, but here's the thing, Kai. In a matchup tonight, if she gets that serve going, you'll see sometimes where she can almost take over a segment of a set, and she's terrific. She is right on the verge of taking that next step, in my opinion. There's times I've seen her play against the top half of the league where there's segments of the match, Kai, where I believe she's the best player on the court, and that's a high praise, but I really believe that. Now, that's only in segments, so I think the next step's going to be in the second half of her career, finding that consistency. But I'm telling you, every time I watch her play, I find myself leaving thinking, man, she really impacted the match in a lot of ways tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So another well-known name is Lexi Lockwood, the former libero for this Southeastern team that's transitioned to more of a full-time role. But it looks like she might be playing libero again tonight, Shane.
Well, I was going to tell you, I was out there at Southeastern last night watching a little bit of Southeastern McLean, and it looks like they've made the move back to her wearing the different collar jersey. So you're exactly right. No matter where she's at, she really anchored their defense in a lot of ways. She's a terrific passer. A lot of volleyball coaches will just give high praise on the technique and so forth. But I'll tell you what I like is just the gritty competitor. This kid's tough. When the ball goes live, she just takes a lot of pride, which I think all great defenders do, and just not letting the ball touch the floor. And I think you mentioned 1,000 career digs. With good Lord blesses her with some health here, I think down the road we're going to be celebrating a 1,500 digs somewhere in the career, and she might even push close 17, 18, depending on what tournament success they have. She's that good. And the other thing, too, I know she'd been nursing a shoulder injury. It looks like tonight they might be getting her back into the serving action. Keep an eye on that, because she's one of those rare combos in our SVC leaders of high efficiency, high ace. A lot of times you get that risk reward. With her, you just go ahead and get a little bit of both. So keep an eye on that tonight as well.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how far she can climb up that Diggs leaderboard going forward. So, just finish up the Southeastern segment of our pregame discussion. What else do fans at home need to know about Southeastern going into tonight's matchup?
They need to know about the return of Ava Christopher here in the last week. That's really going to do a lot to complement what Audrey Scott and Alexis Bells have really been giving them, along with like a Macy Corcoran and Mackenzie Holbert there at the net. Ava's terrific. Ava's coming off of a knee injury, and she played a little bit last week. I believe it was the Uniota match and just a couple rotation spots. Last night, they turned her loose a little bit more across the front row. Our stat sheet had her leading them in kills last night with 12. So that's something to watch, because what's happened to them sometimes, Kai, they'll get, like I said, they'll get Scott and Bells in the middle, Corcoran on the outside, Holbert hits some, Morgan Ware's even spotted certain times at the net. But this allows each kid, you know how it is in sports, when you get a kid back into the normal, it allows every kid to maybe go into a little bit more comfortable role. And I'm telling you what, you're not only going to see her help when Lougheed goes to the back row, you're also going to start to see Scott and Bells, I think, flourish even more so, because they've had some really nice matches. Keep in mind now, defensively, led by Lockwood, they do a nice job. Ruby, who had been the libero during the time that Lexi was playing all the way around, still a terrific athlete. Gracie Pfeiffer does a nice job. I even watched Chloe Willis get in serve once last night, and then Gabby Purnell's another freshman on the roster. So, they'll play several kids, but I think the return of Ava Christopher into the second half, if you watch Southeastern play your particular school in the first half, I think you're going to see a completely different look now the stronger Ava gets and gets back to full strength.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to transition to Paint Valley, the Bearcats now. So looking at the rosters, both these teams are super young, as Southeastern only has one senior, and something that first stands out to me is that Paint Valley doesn't have a single senior on their roster, Shane. So can you tell us a little more about this young Paint Valley team for us?
Well, they're extremely athletic. They're not quite as tall as your Adina or your Southeastern or a Westfall at the net, as Zane Trace, but they're extremely athletic. We'll talk a lot about Olivia Smith throughout the night, having an outstanding career. But there's a lot of athletes from throughout several sports. Abby Stanforth's a terrific athlete. Addison Furness will give them a lot of height at the net. Avery McFadden's gone to libero this year. Her and Bailey Brumfield will do a nice job in the back row. Caitlin Potts has taken over their 5-1 setter. She's continuing to learn, but a kid that has some pretty good volleyball IQ. I keep going down the roster. Kayla Chapman's a kid that has some length. Will play some of the middle. Outstanding serve when she gets it going. Can do some nice things. Kendall Dye, as a sophomore, an outstanding athlete. Will hit some outside and middle for him. And then Mandy Bowles, also a kid that's played a little bit of everywhere in the rotation, can do a little bit of everything. So, as you said, pretty much tonight, other than Olivia Higley, who I wanted to mention is the 6'2 setter of Southeastern, opposite of Lougheed, she's the only senior pretty much in the mix tonight on either side. Now, Olivia will do a great job setting for Southeastern, but again, you're watching a pretty young volleyball match tonight in terms of the varsity level in the SVC.
Yeah, which is going to be exciting. Shane, you mentioned Olivia Smith, Paint Valley standout hitter there. The junior's had a nice career so far to this point. She's putting together a nice junior season as well. You want to talk a little bit more about Olivia before the match gets started?
Olivia's terrific. She's a kid that can really play the net. She can get up and she'll produce some offense. I think she's getting a lot better in the other areas of her game in the second half of her career. I see her defending the net better. I see her passing starting to improve. Here lately, the serve is coming on, getting a little bit more confidence in that. So I think that's the biggest challenge for Liv is getting the opportunity not just to impact it as a hitter. There's some nights in the SVC the other team's going to bring such an attack at you. You may not always get the right pass or the set or whatever, but there's other ways you can impact a volleyball game, and I think you're starting to see Olivia do that as a complete player, and I think she'll be a huge factor in the night's matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Olivia's scarier as a hitter or as a rebounder, but she's pretty good at both. So, Shane, just the final question before we get started here with a minute to go. What do you want to see from this Paint Valley team moving forward as they prepare for a big tournament opportunity in Division 4 again?
I think it's a consistency. I think it has a lot more to do with Paint Valley worrying about Paint Valley sometimes than worrying about the other side of the net. Somewhere in this team is a team that has pushed the top 4 and 5 teams in this league to really competitive sets, and in some cases a forced set. I think until last night I'd seen a separation in some of the non-league in their division. Last night you hope's just a blimp on the radar. We'll see, but I would say it's consistency. There's a lot of things this team can do. It's a matter of being able to do them set after set and then match after match and making sure that they play at an SVC level every night out. So I think that starts with leadership, and as you said, there's no seniors, so a lot of these kids, as they start to get into the second half of their career and that grade column starts to read junior, it's time to step it up, and I think you're going to see that into the second half of the year. Being around sports, and I've seen it so much, when you get to that second half of the junior year, you start to really have the light bulb go off and know what coaches want, and I think that'll be a big part.
Yeah, absolutely. Fans here, we're about to get the national anthem started, so please be patient with us as we get this ball game rolling. with that, Shane, we're about to get started with the starting lineups presented by Randy Chrisman. So
I wanted to circle back, Kai, if I could, a second on the Southeastern side. I was talking about the 6-2 setter attack. I mentioned Hannah Lockheed. I mentioned Olivia Higley there a little bit too. That's such a key part because keep in mind when Hannah's coming across the front row looking to get her swings, it'll be Olivia quarterbacking that offense at that point and getting that. And as a senior, she's a kid that's gotten a lot better each time I've seen her. Look, setter's hard. You know what I mean? It's the same as a point guard. It's the same as a quarterback. Anytime you just randomly get thrown into the fire, it's not going to be perfect right away. And I'll tell you, this young lady's really stepped in and honestly, I think competes hard, seems to lead pretty well, and I would say Coach Lori Coker, who is obviously no stranger to SVC volleyball, in here for her first year at Southeastern, has to be pretty pleased with getting that type of leadership because, like you said, on the other side, Coach Posey in her first year without a senior, looking for a lot of those sophomores and juniors as they're still trying to find maybe their individual role, trying to step up and give that leadership.
9 Heat. 10 as first. 14 Mandy Roll.
Again, coming up on the start of things here, Paint Valley High School. If you're joining us, Tuesday night volleyball. We're at the end of the first round of SVC play. This will be everybody's 7th match. These matchups tonight, Kai, would have been our preview matchups if not for the COVID-19. In a normal year, if we'd have had the preview earlier in the year, all of these matchups tonight across the league would have been our preview matchups. And then Thursday night, we'll start it all over, and it was so fun the first round. We'll try it again, you know what I mean, over the next, 3 weeks? It's crazy to think golf is over this week. Wednesday, 9 holes JCs, 18 holes Friday, and they're done.
they're done. It blows my mind that we're already at the end of golf season, and we're on the last 2 weeks of football and second half of volleyball already. I mean, basketball's going to be here before we know it.
Well, I know that doesn't break our heart either.
No, we're definitely not complaining about that. Our wives might be missing us a little more during basketball season, though.
I don't know if they complain about that either. Depends what night you ask them, I reckon. So, okay, getting ready to get things going. As always, they get the rotation set, get the libero marked, and looks like we're ready to go. Olivia Higley will be back to serve. As I mentioned a second ago, that puts Hannah Logie front left. She'll get her 3 rotations across the front. As Southeastern's going to serve it away and get us going. Nice serve into the middle. Smith sends it up. Now there's going to be a free ball over. Lockwood up to the setter Higley. She's going to stay in the middle there for Bells. The roll shot dug up by Dye. Paint Valley will come Smith with a back row attack, and it finds a hole. Give Olivia Smith the kill. 1-0 Paint Valley. I'll do our best to give you some score updates on each point, and then Kyle will get us working with some technology here set by set. Back comes Southeastern, the roll shot, dug up by McFadden. Potts on the slide with Chapman. And it looked like Chapman wanted to come on the backside with the slide, and they just didn't quite time it up a little bit. Hitting error there. 1-1 will tie it up. Serve going back over to Southeastern. Just underway, tied at 1. Southeastern with the serve back. Gracie Pfeiffer enters to play the back row and will serve. Serve receive from McFadden. Potts pushes it outside. 2-hand push from Stanforth. Dug up, and Southeastern will go to the back set. This is Macy Corcoran on the backside attack. Smith again from the back row. Kept alive by Lockwood. Southeastern's not going to be able to keep it alive. And the Bearcats will go back up 2-1. Great effort from Southeastern there on the original ball, but just unable to keep it alive. Potts serves it, and Southeastern coming right back. Corcoran with a roll shot. McFadden with a good communication will let it fly, and Paint Valley on the hitting error will take a 3-1 advantage.
And just be patient with us, guys. I know this little scoreboard thing's kind of obnoxious, but we're just trying to get her up and running.
That's where I'm glad Kai's doing that, and I'm doing this. Southeastern coming back on that little miscommunication, but it's going to work out as it finds a hole. We had a little miscommunication there, Kai, on both sides, but Southeastern able to get the ball back over, and it finds a hole, and the Paint Valley early leads cut to 3-2. Lexi Lockwood, as we said, back in her libero role, and she finds the top of the net and works out just fine for her.
Those are some of my favorite plays, Shane, when they just roll right off the top of the net. Couldn't be any luckier.
There's some mixed opinions out there in the volleyball world on that rule, but nonetheless, it's an ace here. Roll shot from Smith. Back comes Southeastern. Higley on the back set. Macy Corcoran. Dug up by McFadden. Potts will take the second ball over. Now it's Lougheed swinging on the outside. Block and play from both Stanford and Chapman. Now it's Olivia Smith on the strong side. Blocked by Corcoran and Audrey Scott in on the play. Nice volley here. One of our best of the night so far. Southeastern outside. Roll shot from Lougheed. Stanforth will set it outside to Olivia Smith, and she finds the back line for the kill. That's already Olivia's third kill of the night. Give Abby Stanforth credit with that assist. When Potts wasn't able to get to the normal setter position there, Abby was able to push it out to Liv for the kill. Paint Valley goes up 4-3.
Kayla Chapman serving now. Good receive by Lexi Lockwood.
Kendall Dye digs it up. Potts will go back where we got the free ball at over. Push outside. Tip and play. Played by Potts. So Olivia Smith will jump in and help on the second ball, and Abby Smith will roll it over. Back comes Southeastern. It's Audrey Scott in the middle, and I don't believe it made it back over. If you ask Olivia Smith, she might tell you she had a block there, but I'm not sure. It might have just been a hitting error into the net. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the net did most of the blocking on that one, Shane.
You always try to turn with a celebration and sell it. Sometimes you'll get the stat sheet. Service error from Paint Valley there. We'll give it back to Southeastern, but the Bearcats still lead at 5-4.
Bailey Brumfield's coming in for Kayla Chapman to play some back row for the Bearcats.
Hannah Lougheed will go back to serve, which, keep in mind, in the 6-2 will make her the setter now. Abby Stanforth on the serve receive. Two-hand bump from Potts on the outside, and Paint Valley unable to keep it in play on the over, and that's going to tie us up at 5. As I mentioned in the pregame, Hannah Lougheed has one of these serves that can really have some late life and really eat some people up. Good pass from Brumville, overpass, and Scott hammers it, but they keep it alive. Back will come Paint Valley. Olivia Smith will tool the block and find some court over on the left side. A good first set, a good fast start for Olivia Smith, and Paint Valley 6-5.
Yeah, that was a strong kill by Olivia on that one, Shane. She hit it right down the third of their defense.
Abby Stanforth with a good serve received from Lockwood. Audrey Scott out of the middle. Two-hand block from Olivia Smith. And Paint Valley will stretch their lead out to 7-5.
Olivia might not have gotten the block earlier, Shane, but she
certainly got that one. That was outstanding. Yeah. Stanforth again, a little bit of a floater. Pfeiffer on the serve receive. They're going to go outside, and they're going to give Ava Christopher a swing, and I believe it was out on the antenna up top here. Just like that, Paint Valley extends it to 8-5. Stanforth will continue to serve. And an ace in the back middle, split the two Southeastern passers and give Stanforth the ace. 9-5, and Coach Coker wants to talk it over here early. So again, what you're seeing there is a couple of the top servers in our league. You saw it with Lougheed there on Southeastern for just a second, and then now you're seeing it with Abby Stanforth. They get that late life on the ball, Kai, and really tough read. In that case, she was able to find that hole where the two Southeastern serve receive passers there unable to communicate, and Paint Valley out to the 9-5 advantage.
Yeah, you can really see it where both teams are just taking advantage of the other team's mistakes with just the little things. I mean, that one was barely in, so it was a great serve by Abby to get it right in the hole where Southeastern might think it's going to be out, but the Bearcats are playing hard, and the Panthers are keeping up, but it's a tough match so far.
Just to look around the league here, it looks like on my first update, Westfall 25, Zane Trace 22. We'll try to keep you posted on all of them around the league. Like I said, I know we have some really good ones going on. Adina won the first set over Huntington 25-21. Back into action here. It's Audrey Scott out of the middle. She tries it off the right side, unable to get it in play, and the hitting error will give Paint Valley the 10-5 lead as Abby Stanforth will continue to serve for the Lady Cats. Short serve, back set's going to come Corcoran for the tip shot. Right back over by Dye. Now they'll try to middle to Scott. She'll try the tip shot and find the hole in the Paint Valley defense. Kill for Scott. Stops the bleeding momentarily there for Southeastern to cut the Paint Valley lead to 10-6.
Yeah, you could really tell where Southeastern was noticing that the Bearcats were being very aggressive in blocking, so they took advantage with just a nice little tip over there.
Corcoran with the serve. Nice serve received from McFadden. Potts will play the second ball over, and back comes Southeastern. Scott once again in the middle, dug up by the setter Potts. So Addie Furness will step in and help her setter, and as a result, Olivia Smith out of the middle, tools the block for the kill. Gives Smith the kill. Again, nice job. The setter's first responsibility, Kai, there is to play defense, which Potts did. Give Addie credit for stepping in and giving Liv a nice set. Back comes Southeastern. Scott hitting out of the weak side here with a nice hard swing. Paint Valley block unable to keep the hands extended across the net. Gives Scott another kill. Paint Valley now leads 11-7. Scott back to serve. Again, another risk-reward serve, but when she gets it going, can really, really rattle some aces. Paint Valley will try Olivia Smith out of the back row, dug up by Scott. Now it's Christopher on the outside, dug up by McFadden. Olivia Smith will step in to help the setter. Dye on the roll shot, and she finds the line over here on our near side. Give Dye the kill, and Paint Valley now leads 12-7.
Kendall giving a nice thumbs up to her teammates as she knows she had perfect aim on that one, Shane.
Addison Furness back to serve. Good pass from Corcoran. They're going to go outside to the lefty Bells, dug up by Smith. Potts will try back row to Smith, and she was unable to get not quite the extension on that one, not quite the same look that she was able to get in her previous attacks to the back row. So that's going to cut the Paint Valley lead now to 12-8 and give the serve back to Southeastern. And we're back where we started here on the rotations as Higley's back to serve, which again will bring Logheed to the front row. And the jump serve, the little floater serve there, kind of finding the top of the net, unable to get over. So the service error will increase Paint Valley's lead to 13-8. Kendall Dye, the sophomore, to serve. Looking to try to get the back line. Flies just a little long on her. And just like that, the team's trade service errors. Paint Valley now leads at 13-9.
Her aim was just a little off on that one, Shane, as she demonstrated earlier. She can put it right in the money when she wants to, but just a couple inches short that time.
Gracie Pfeiffer, serve for Southeastern. Dye on a serve receive. Potts runs it down. Roll shot from Stanford, dug up by Logheed. They'll go to Alexis Bells out of the middle, dug up by Smith. Now it's Stanford. And that'll find the court just off of the back of the setter position there when defensively. I couldn't tell if it came off the net or a little bit of a touch on the block, but then on the deflection found the floor for the kill for Stanford. Logheed with a little bit of a tip shot roll. Smith now, she'll roll it herself, dug up by Pfeiffer. Good ball outside to Logheed, dug up by McFadden. Now Potts will try outside to Smith. Smith with a hard swing, and the ball flies a little long on her. Point Southeastern. Cuts the Paint Valley lead to 14-10.
Man, when they get swinging on those, Shane, even I get a little nervous thinking about the ball coming at me.
Good serve received from McFadden. Back set tried Stanforth, and the ball got a little tight to the net on her, and it's going to result in the ball hitting the floor there. The Paint Valley error going to cut the Paint Valley lead to 14-11. Southeastern starting to get a little momentum here as Lockwood continues to serve. Potts a little tight on the overpass. It looked like Scott and Corcoran were both there. It looked like Scott might have had the hand on it. And again, now it's 14-12. I mentioned the serve of Lexi Lockwood having that late action, and there it is again, kind of taking Paint Valley out of system into the free ball. Quick set in the middle, tools to block Scott, they keep it alive. Paint Valley's going to be able to free ball it over. Lockwood to Higley, out of the middle is Scott. Dug up by McFadden. Potts will go the two-hand bump set outside, roll shot from Smith. Now Lockwood to Higley. Again, another roll from Scott, dug up by Potts. Stanford steps in to help the setter. Smith, I don't believe there was a touch there. I think that's going to be a 4, and that's exactly the case. And Paint Valley, their lead all of a sudden just won 14-13. As that serve we talked about earlier of Lexi Lockwood will continue to get a chance to impact the match here early on. And she hits it into the net. So a big break for Paint Valley there. But nonetheless, that particular rotation allowed Southeastern to cut back into the lead. But Paint Valley still up 15-13. And Bailey Brumfield will come back to serve for the Lady Cats.
Yeah, you would think that if they had gotten that serve off there, that a timeout was coming quickly for the Lady Bearcats.
Nice back set from Higley to Logheed, dug up by the Bearcat defense. Now Smith will play it over. Corcoran will step in and push it outside to Logheed, dug up by Potts. Free ball over for Paint Valley. Now Higley on the back set to Corcoran. The two-hand push over. Stanforth steps in and digs it up. Potts will go back outside to Stanforth. And again, the hitting error results in a Southeastern point, and the Paint Valley lead is 15-14. Ava Christopher comes back in to hit in the front row for the 6-2 setter Higley. So Logheed back to serve will now become the setter. Serve received by Dye. They push it outside to Furnace. And again, Paint Valley just a little out of sync in their serve receive and not getting a chance to come on the complete attack the way they were earlier. Give a lot of credit to some of these Southeastern players and their ability to serve. There's another error. What you're seeing here, Kai, is what we talk about in volleyball is the risk reward. You'll see the Southeastern serves. They're tough. They get in play. They're hard to dig up or to pass up into the target, but they will have some errors as a result. Got off the block there. Paint Valley able to keep it in play. Brumfield will free ball it over. Logheed goes outside. It's Ava Christopher on the swing. She tools it off the block, and it finds a hole in the Paint Valley defense. Again, Paint Valley not able to extend the hands out over top the net, give Christopher the kill, and we're tied at 16 in a pivotal first set. Corcoran on the serve, McFadden on the serve receive. They're going to go outside to Dye with a roll shot, dug up by Lockwood. Free ball for Southeastern. Potts on the short set to Olivia Smith with a good swing. Great effort by Lockwood. Free ball Southeastern. Brumfield, Potts in the middle to Smith. Dug up by Logheed, one of our best volleys in a while here. Christopher on the outside, blocked from Smith. And give Paint Valley the point. Furnace was there as well, but I believe it was the inside block of Smith that had the hands on.
It was, Shane, and I mean, after two big hits by Olivia, you were thinking that she could finish that off as soon as she could, and then she serve error by Olivia Smith too. She just got too used to hitting it closer to the. It's a little more difficult when she moved back, it seems.
Well, all of a sudden, Kai, we've been tied at 15, tied at 16. Now we're tied at 17. So back and forth we go. Again, the serve, tough serve receive for Paint Valley is going to result in a free ball. Alexis Bell out of the middle. Great diving effort from Dye. Keeps it alive. Free ball from Paint Valley. On the weak side, now it's Holbert with her first swing of the night, and it's a kill. Mackenzie Holbert. 18-17. Southeastern out in front. Audrey Scott back to serve. Good serve received from McFadden. Potts will get a swing on the outside, and it goes long. 19-17. That was one of the rare cases where on that first ball over, even though they're in the 5-1 offense, on the first ball over, they'll use that other setter in the front, and Potts will get a rare swing on the outside. That ball flies long, and it's timeout. Coach Posey there of the Lady Cats, and here we are, Kai. It was a lot of Lady Bearcats early. I thought the early timeout from Coach Coker had some success. Now Southeastern up 19-17. I'm sure Coach Posey's hoping to accomplish the same thing here.
Yeah, and it seems every time the Bearcats get close to striking gold and going on a little run, the Panthers seem to battle right back, and then vice versa too. I mean, they're neck and neck so far, Shane.
To me, if I had to put my finger on an early key, I think it's the Southeastern serving. I know they've had some service errors, but I'm okay with some errors here and there. I understand when I talk to their coaching staff, they certainly want some of these percentages to come up, and they do. They're going to have to compete night in, night out in the SVC. But at the same time, they have 2 or 3 servers in their rotation. When they get it going, they can really, really take you out of system. And I think we've seen that a little bit here in the early going that's helped Southeastern get back in it. Audrey Scott out of the timeout. Be back on the service line for the Lady Panthers. Tough serve as McFadden got it up, and they were able to get a little bit of attack out of it. Back come the Panthers. It's the lefty Bells out of the middle. Free ball from the Bearcats. Here come the Lady Panthers. Out of the middle, it's Bells with a hard swing. Dug up by Brumfield, but they're not going to be able to keep it alive. And Southeastern off Alexis Bell's kill, now up 20-17.
Good effort by Kendall Dye, though, to run after that loose ball. She just wasn't quite there in time.
Scott with another serve. Serve received from Smith. Again, Paint Valley out of system. They're going to have to go with a backhand roll. Back come the Lady Panthers, and now they're unable to get in system. So Paint Valley will get another shot. It's going to be Furnace out of the middle. Off the touch and play. Southeastern keeps it alive. Now Paint Valley will try to get a little bit of attack, but can't do so. It's a free ball. Now Southeastern will give a try. It's in the middle. Lefty Bells again. Kept alive by McFadden and Brumfield, but again, a free ball is going to give Southeastern a chance to attack. They push it outside. It's Ava Christopher, and she tools the Paint Valley block for the kill. 21-17. Southeastern really starting to roll.
It seems to be Southeastern has someone that can attack on the front row at all times, and that just seems to be what the Bearcats are missing right now, Shane.
Paint Valley, it's Potts on that outside. Keep it alive, and it's a miscommunication there from Southeastern, and a much-needed point for Paint Valley.
This is an important serve for Miss Addie Furnace here, Shane.
Indeed it is. 21-18, Paint Valley needing to make their move now. Furnace. Pass from Corcoran. Nice serve receive on target to her setter. Backside Christopher. And again, Paint Valley unable to keep it alive, 22-18. And we're starting to late in this set to see the impact we were talking about with Ava Christopher there in the pregame.
That ball got lost in the rafters, Shane, and the Lady Bearcats just couldn't keep track of it.
Tell you what, a couple swings from Christopher. If she's only 70-80%, I hate to see it with 100. I mean, he looks pretty good tonight.
I agree.
Serve receive from McFadden. Potts will push it outside to Dye. Dug up by Corcoran, but it's an overpass, so Paint Valley will get a chance. Potts goes two-hand push on the second ball, and it looked like Southeastern, they're able to keep it alive. I thought she crossed the line at first. Dye on the ball, and she goes long with the hitting error. Gives Southeastern the point. 23-18. Southeastern trying to take the first set here on the road at Paint Valley. Olivia Higley back to rotation number 1 for Southeastern. She finds the net this time. Remember last time, Kai, it was the top of the net service error. That time she finds the net, and it falls for the ace.
Yeah, she definitely caught a Bearcat or two sleeping up at the front of the net, Shane. They weren't ready for that to roll right over the top.
Set point for the Lady Panthers. It's the senior Higley. Good serve. Again, serve receive for Paint Valley, not allowing much of attack. It's going to be a free ball. Back comes Southeastern looking to win it. Out of the middle, it's the lefty Bells, dug up by Smith. Chapman keeps it alive, and Paint Valley will stay in it momentarily. Now Southeastern on the outside. It's Loghe with a great dig from McFadden. Potts pushes it outside. Dye, the roll shot. It looked like Holbert was there for the block and play. But we have a 4. They're saying there's no touch, so I apologize. No block and play. It was no touch. It was a 4, so that's going to be a set win for Southeastern. And 25-18, the Lady Panthers take the first set. Again, if you joined us late, you're listening to live stream SVC Volleyball on SVCSportsZone.com. Coming to you commercial free, sponsor free, just something we want to do for the SVC kids. Looking to get involved with as many programs as possible. If you look through the YouTube channel, you're on there. You'll see that we've covered some Medina football. You'll see that we've covered Piketon football. It'll be Zane Trace football this Friday night here at Paint Valley. And then tonight we're getting some Southeastern in Paint Valley volleyball. So something that we're definitely looking to do, willing to do for any SVC school that would ask us to do so. I know there's a lot of schools out there that have their own streaming and some of their own people calling games, what I think is outstanding. I've taken total advantage. During a difficult time, it's kind of for a sports junkie like me, I've been able to kind of see a lot of volleyball and football that maybe I wouldn't have been able to see in years past.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I've been able to catch some different games that I might not have been able to. Like last week, I got to watch Unionota Paint Valley on my phone while my in-laws had the Waverly Wheelersburg game on the TV. So that was just cool to get to watch multiple games. And then we're just thankful for this opportunity. And even if other schools don't want us to do this, we'd love to talk to them about how we're doing it and how they're doing it so we can all get better so that we can get these kids as much coverage as they possibly can get with the best coverage they can possibly get.
I think that's well said, Kai. So much of this isn't, the ability to find people willing to do it. It's finding out how to do it. I know we're still learning all the time. It's a complete technology thing. So it's a complete equipment thing and so forth.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like to say I'm just a school counselor who minors in technology. I just kind of figure it out as I go. Much rather talk to the kids about their feelings, but tech works too.
Hey, listen, if you minor in technology, what do? I think I just fell miserably at it. You know what I'm saying?
There's a reason we're a good team here, Shane.
Right.
I handle the tech and you handle the talking.
Hey, elsewhere, Kai, you mentioned in the pregame that we had quite the slate of games around the SVC tonight. My updates earlier told me Westfall 25, Zane Trace 22 in that first set. And Adena has just now gone up 2-0 on Huntington. They took the first set 25-21 and then really rolled in that second set 25-12. So, again, I mentioned I thought the Adena game the other night, honestly, against Westfall, I thought that was as good as I'd seen them play, and looks like that's doing nothing but continuing over in their trip to the township tonight as they're up 2-0.
They're definitely on the road to the Golden Ball right now, it seems, Shane.
All right, Mandy Bowles checking in for Paint Valley. She'll serve to get us started here in set number 2. Free ball over gives Paint Valley a chance to maybe play out in front. It's Dye out of the middle, blocked by Lougheed. The ball will remain in play. Back comes Southeastern. Lougheed on the outside. Dug up by, McFadden and Smith kind of certainly can't doubt the effort. Just collided there a little bit and unable to keep it alive. Southeastern will play out in front. 1-0 to get us started here.
Shane, I noticed that right now Audrey Scott's on the bench for Southeastern, but as someone who hasn't seen the Panthers play this year, I would have guessed she was their best player the way she's playing tonight.
Certainly played a great all-around set. McFadden trying to back row attack, unable to get it over. The hitting error there will result in a Southeastern point. 2-0 Lady Panthers as Gracie Pfeiffer continues to serve for the blue and white. Nice serve. Serve receive here from McFadden. Potts will push it outside. Abby Stanforth dug up by Lockwood. Higley out of the middle. Back set Corcoran. Looked like no touch, but maybe it was a block and play. Alexis Bells with the good left-hand swing. Now back comes Southeastern. Stanforth with a really athletic play at the net to keep a ball alive. But again, the fourth touch of Paint Valley is going to result in Southeastern jumping out to the early 3-0 advantage.
The Bearcats didn't seem to like that call as they look over to their coaches, and their coaches look on in shock, and then the coaches quickly get them say and get back to play and don't worry about the refs.
Dye's kill attempt dug up by Lockwood. And Higley will push it over with 2. Now it's Stanforth on the outside. Block and play. Higley will try the tip to the middle. Nothing there. Potts tries a little bit of the second ball over herself. Back and forth. The setters try to find a hole with nothing there. Now a tip shot from Stanforth. Southeastern on the attack. Lougheed comes in with a little bit of a roll. Dug up by McFadden. It's Smith out of the back row. Dug up by Higley. Bell's in the middle, and the tip finds the hole in the middle of the Paint Valley defense. 4-0 Southeastern.
That's a pretty shot by Southeastern there, Shane, as they just knew that Paint Valley was being aggressive, so they took advantage of that hole.
Pfeiffer continues to serve, outstanding serve, and again, Paint Valley, just their inability on the serve receive and their passing is really just not giving them a chance to go on the attack. This one's dug up by Potts. They'll try McFadden out of the back row. Pass to the middle here. It's going to be a roll shot from Lougheed, and she dumps it over the double block just in front of Mandy Bowles on the diving effort. 5-0 Southeastern. Coach Posey certainly doesn't want to see it get away here. Already down 1-0 and trails 5-0 here in the second set. Going to talk it over.
You could just see, Shane, where the Panthers aggressive attack early on is really paying off for them now as the Bearcats' back row is backed up a little bit in anticipation of receiving those hard hits, and then Southeastern now is just tipping it right over into the gaps.
You know, the really good teams, guys, seem to have a mixture of the serves. You know, throughout their 6 servers, you know, you'll have some that really, you know, the jump serve and get some action. Some have the floater. I tell you, if you get a chance at volleyball games, a lot of times if you sit at different angles, you can appreciate some of the action. It's certainly challenging. Where Southeastern, I thought, struggled early in the first set. That risk reward I talked about had a little bit too much risk in it. You know, now I would venture to say from about the middle of the first set to now, I'd say their serve percentage has jumped up 10, 12 percentage points, and as a result, it's not necessarily straight aces, but it's not allowing Paint Valley to come out on any attack. Here's another example where Paint Valley unable to get on the attack. It's going to be a free ball. Southeastern out of the middle. Bells with the tip. Blocked by Dye. Southeastern keeps it alive. Lockwood will free ball it over. Potts out of the middle to Dye. Blocked by Bells. Bells on the overpass. Dug up by McFadden. Paint Valley will look to free ball it over as Bowles sends it over. Higley outside. Logheed. The double block of Dye and Potts was certainly there on time, but it looked like just a hitting error into the net. And Paint Valley on the board here to cut the Southeastern lead to 5-1.
Potts serving now. It's over.
Corcoran on a serve receive. Nice on target. Bells with the left-handed swing for the kill. Again, example there. What we talked about on one side, Bells gets an outstanding kill there, but a lot of what makes that happen is Macy Corcoran on the serve receive, getting on target to the setter, allowing Southeastern to go in system. Good pass from Mandy Bowles. Potts pushes it outside Olivia Smith. Dug up by Lockwood. Back comes the Bearcats. Olivia Smith will take another swing at it, and this time it results in the hitting error.
I can definitely see what you mean, though, Shane, when we talk about how important that setter position is. I mean, that's been the key difference in both these sets so far.
Well, but it's a two-way street. You know, the setter's got to have that pass on target for them to get to the. Boy, that was one of Olivia Smith's rare swings here in the early going of the match. Back and forth we go. We'll try Dye out of the middle. Audrey Scott putting up the big block in the middle. Southeastern extends the lead to 8-1.
Lexi Lockwood has saved the Panthers on 2 straight very good, strong attacks by Olivia Smith so far.
A great call by you, Kai. Outstanding libero. Has been one of the best defenders in our league now for 3 years. Roll shot from Logheed for the kill, and Southeastern goes up 9-1.
I think it's so impressive, Shane. Lexi Lockwood plays with the glasses. I'm more of a goggles guy myself, but if she's comfortable out there with those glasses, major credit to her.
Roll shot from Smith. Lockwood passes up to Higley. Higley out of the middle for Scott. Blocked by Dye in play. Southeastern will push it over. McFadden up to Potts. We'll try Dye in the middle again. Another block in play. Southeastern will try. Audrey Scott out of the middle. And this time results in a Southeastern hitting error. 9-2 Southeastern. Kendall Dye back to serve. Good serve receive from Piper. Higley will try the second ball over. Didn't quite get enough lift on it. 9-3 Southeastern. Dial serve once again. Had a quick... okay, they got it fixed up now there. Just a timeout on the Southeastern side.
I think it was a untied shoelace there, Shane. And the service error will result in a Southeastern point, putting the Lady Panthers up 10-3. Again, Southeastern took the first set 25-18. The serves have been a big key difference in this game, too, so far, Shane. I mean, service errors from Paint Valley and then good serves by the Panthers. Ballgate with a tough serve. Danforth up to Potts. Hard swing out of the middle for Smith. And like you said, Olivia hasn't had as many swings here lately. The one or two she did have, you made the great call where Lockwood had some of the great
digs in the back row, but certainly need to get back to getting on target and giving Olivia Smith some chances to swing here while she's in the front row. Good serve from Stanford should help do that. Back comes Paint Valley. Back and forth, and then again, that's just a little bit out of system. You'd like to see Paint Valley keep that ball on their side and give yourself a chance to attack. Unable to do so. 11-4 Southeastern. Macy Corcoran plays all the way around for the Lady Panthers, a nice young player in our league. Christopher with the free ball over. McFadden up to Potts. Going to try it out of the middle for Smith. Blocked in play by Audrey Scott again. Now Southeastern's coming again. Logheed, middle to Scott. Hard swing, blocked by Smith. Ricochets off of Christopher and give the solo block to Olivia Smith. Outstanding defensive play from the Paint Valley middle hitter.
Feels like Olivia Smith's involved in almost every play late this set, Shane.
Good serve from Smith. And wow, Audrey Scott well off the net. They were able to get a good swing at it and able to Kayla Chapman up there, 2 hands top the net, just unable to kind of get it squared up, and it kind of tooled off the hands there and fell on the floor. Give Scott the kill, 12-5 Panthers. Good serve received from McFadden. They'll try back row for Smith. Nothing doing. Outside Ava Christopher. Tip shot. Good cover from Smith. She'll try back row again. And this time Olivia Smith with a hard swing. Give her the kill out of the back row. Southeastern now leads at 12-6.
Man, Shane, in order for this Paint Valley team to really take the next step, they got to find another hitter up front when Olivia's in the back, though, because those are some risky shots.
Dye back into the front row as the passer Brumfield checks out. That was Furness on the serve. Potts will push it outside. Well, no, it's going to be a free ball, so here comes Southeastern on the attack. Out of the middle, it's Alexis Bells with a hard swing. Dye was there on the block, but again, there was a hitting error into the net. 12-7 Southeastern, so Paint Valley slowly but surely showing a little life here in the second set. Serve receive Corcoran. Logheed pushes it outside. Bells with the tip. And again, Dye and Potts there, but unable to extend those hands out over top the net. That ball is able to sneak down inside the loose block. 13-7 Southeastern.
That's such a key in blocking, Shane, that a lot of people who haven't watched a lot of volleyball don't think about, is making sure your hands are on the other side of the net so it doesn't stay on your side.
No question. You really got to get up there and you got to have the strong hands and you really got to play the ball. You can't just go up and guess. You got to really play it. Paint Valley with a point there. Cuts the Southeastern lead to 13-8. Kayla Chapman with a nice serve. Going to result in a free ball. See if Paint Valley can make something of it. Well, they're unable to bring it back. So it's going to be 14-8 Southeastern. Again, that was an example where Chapman has one of those serves that can really cause some problems. But that time just unable to get back on the attack once her serve was able to get them the free ball. Gracie Pfeiffer returns for Southeastern. She'll go back to serve. She does the passing across the back, and with Holbert doing the hitting across the front. That serve sails long. Good call from the line judge here as we have the perfect view up top here. You agree with that call there, Kai, over there?
Yeah, I agree. Great eyes by McFadden and Bowles, just knowing that it was out, and it was just barely there, but good eyes by Carrie Nisley over there on the line judge.
Good ball from Mandy Bowles to keep it alive, and then Paint Valley's able to push it to the back corner. And all of a sudden, it's back to 14-10. Keep in mind, Southeastern had leads here of 5-0 and 9-1 and 12-5 in this set, Kai. Good serve received from Lockwood. Dug up by Stanford. Outstanding play. At least keeps it alive. Southeastern will give it a try now. It's going to be Bells out of the middle. The tip shot with a huge hole in the middle of the Paint Valley defense. 15-10 Southeastern. Give the tip kill to Bells.
That hole in the Paint Valley defense seems to be the theme of the night, Shane. I don't know how they go about fixing that, but it's going to be an important change next time. Doors and in the hallway.
Yeah, Audrey Scott really swinging hard tonight. But again, I think a lot of this has to do with the return of Christopher. I've liked Audrey Scott and Alexis Bells all year. I think with Ava Christopher back, you're going to see all 4 Southeastern hitters, and then even include Corcoran and Holbert into that as a 5th and 6th hitters, and you're going to really see them come on. The Southeastern continues to roll behind the Lockwood serve here at 18-10.
Sorry about that little disconnect, guys. Also, we should be back to smooth sailing on the live stream now.
Olivia Smith with a 2-hand push. B. Higley out of the middle. Scott with another swing. Off the top of the net. Just in front of the diving Potts. 19-10. Give another kill to Scott. Scott and Bells really out of the middle in this second set have been outstanding. Again, Lockwood. And again, ace. Again, Lexi Lockwood will mix it up with a lot of different things. Her ball has a lot of action, and again, the accuracy. You see that ball with the way that it floats. We have a great look at it up here. I love the advantage that we have tonight. Overpass back and forth, and then Potts I believe that was Potts that shoved it deep, found the hole there. A much-needed point for the Lady Cats. The Southeastern leads 20-11.
Audrey Scott tried to get a little sneaky tip in there, Shane, but Potts with a smart move to throw it right back into the hole in the Panthers' defense.
Junior Bailey Brumfield to serve. Pfeiffer on the serve receive. Great ball there by Southeastern, and as a result, they're going to get a point out of it. I didn't see, did Higley come all the way over here on that second ball and get that? That was outstanding. I was getting ready to call free ball, and she ended up coming over on the second ball and getting that ball up there to where her hitter can make a play on it. Outstanding effort. Olivia Smith makes a nice adjustment on the low pass, and she was able to get it inside the line. Give Liv the kill. 21-12 Southeastern.
That was a good catch by this top referee here, Shane, as he saw that with ease.
Abby Stanforth, tough serve. Going to be Christopher on the outside, and she's unable to go. Again, Abby's serve had a lot to do with that. That pass forced the set a little bit off the net, gave the Paint Valley defense a little bit better look at it. Abby certainly got one of those serves capable of flipping this set if she can get on a roll. Great second ball from Logheed. Her height as a setter is a huge advantage there. And then Olivia Smith again with a hard swing finds the back corner. 21-14. Paint Valley within 7. Stanforth will continue to serve. Another good ball. Good adjustment there. Goal shot, a 2-hand block from Olivia Smith, and Smith there out of her middle position, starting to impact the set, and Coach Coker, thinking along with me there, is going to take the timeout. 21-15 Southeastern still in front, but I think Coach Coker can sense the momentum slowly but surely switching, because keep in mind, I wanted to go back, I said earlier, Kai, looking back at my notes, Southeastern led 5-0, 9-1, 12-6, and still 14-9. So here we are at 21-15. Southeastern still be able to stay in control, but Paint Valley certainly needs to make their run right now if they're going to make a push to tie this match at 1.
The Bearcats definitely can't let this get away from him, Shane. It's now or never for him on this second set, and they have to keep being aggressive at the net, and then a big key is how well Abby Stanforth is going to come out here and serve this time.
Listen to this. Second set, Westfall 31, Zane Trace 29.
Can we get some footage of that? Because that sounds like a battle going on over there.
Anybody enjoying SVC volleyball yet this year? My goodness. Back to action. Good serve from Stanforth. Push outside. Christopher doing her best to play it back in, but just pushed her way too far out. So 21-16, and Abby's really impacting the second set here with an outstanding serve. Southeastern just not being able quite to get the pass they need to attack. That's a better pass from Pfeiffer. Now they'll get the set in the middle. Scott. Again, good play. Paint Valley will keep it alive. Back comes Southeastern. Scott out of the middle. Dug up by Stanforth on the overpass. Scott and Smith play it back and forth. Good play from Addie Furness. Back and forth we go. Now it's Audrey Scott out of the middle. Dug up by Potts. Free ball over from Paint Valley. Overpass. It's just a bunch of back and forth at this point. Here's a swing from Ava Christopher. Another good defensive play from setter Caitlin Potts. Here comes Southeastern once again. Second ball over. Smith tips it right back over. Scott up off the touch and a block and play, and as a result, it doesn't come back, gives Scott the kill.
That was quite the volley there, Shane.
It really was. The effort was good. There was a couple balls I thought that Paint Valley needed to come off the net and keep it on their side and see if they couldn't get Potts a chance to set a hitter up. And but again, can't doubt the effort. And just like that, the serving of Southeastern strikes again. This time it's Macy Corcoran with the ace. 23-16 Southeastern. And yet another ace. Outstanding serving tonight from the Lady Panthers. I think it's been the difference in the match, in my opinion. As good as Southeastern's been in a couple spots at the net, I certainly can't doubt that. But again, I can't say enough about the tough serving of the Panthers. Set point for the Lady Panthers. Olivia Smith swinging hard out of the middle. Again, there's that loose block we talked about, and Liv swinging hard, able to sneak it in for the kill. Bearcats will live to see another point, down 24-17. Smith back to serve. Lockwood with the serve receive. Christopher on the roll shot. Potts outside Chapman. Dug up by Lockwood. Logheed, middle for Scott. Dug up by Brumfield. Potts will play the second ball over and finds the spot for the tip kill. Paint Valley survives another set point. 24-18 Southeastern.
And their workhorse Olivia Smith is the one serving, so we're going to see if she can keep it going here, Shane.
Good serve receive from Lockwood. Logheed will try a back set to Scott. Dug up by Brumfield. Potts with a good second ball. Free ball for Paint Valley. Southeastern tried to push it back hole. Brumfield not having it. Roll shot Chapman. Overpass for Southeastern, and that's going to result in a Chapman kill. 24-19. Paint Valley now survived 3 set points as Smith continues to serve. Good serve receive from Lockwood. They'll try back set to Scott again. Diving effort from McFadden, but unable to keep it up off the floor. Gives Scott the kill. 25-19 Southeastern. So a 25-18 first set. This time it's 25-19. And the Lady Panthers jump out to the 2-0 advantage. Elsewhere, if you did not hear me say a second ago, Westfall, who took the first set from Zane Trace 25-22, now 31-29, they lead 2-0. Last check with Adina Huntington, up 2-0.
And Shane, I can't seem to find a Union Notice score. I've checked on John Bruce's side, and
Tell you what, check Twitter, or Aiden Fuller down there in the Piketon area does a great job. I know on Twitter that he does some good stuff for the Piketon athletic updates.
That was a great call. Is Unioda, according to Baden Fuller, Unioda takes the first set 25-20, and then they take the second set 25-11, so they're up 2-0 on the Lady Red Streaks right now.
Okay, so so on my totals in Westfall up 2-0, albeit crazy set so far. And then we have Adina up 2-0, and then Unioda up 2-0, and then here Southeastern 2-0. So certainly Paint Valley not quitting there in the second set, continuing the fight. Rarely are you in this SVC going to be able to get down to an SVC opponent as much as 9-1 and 12-6 and so forth, and fight your way back in it. It's just an uphill battle. But I think you're seeing from both sides. You mentioned the hitters opposite of Smith when she goes to the back row. But again, it's really all 3 phases of the game. It starts serve receive, then you got to get the proper set, and then you got to get some swings. You see it on the Southeastern side tonight. What's happened with the return of Ava Christopher, man, they're everybody firing. They're getting 3 hitters across the net, and as long as they're getting pass on target, they're coming at you. So Southeastern's ability to serve and Southeastern's ability to get three people attacking the net at all times. This is kind of a new look Lady Panthers that maybe they weren't able to bring at you a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Shane, and you had mentioned it earlier, but the Bearcats just seem to be a little trigger happy tonight. They seem to want to get the ball over and give up possession a little early when they could probably take it a little more time and set their hitters up for some big strikes.
That ball on the overpass is a tough thing. If you're there and you can go up and play it with a hard swing or preferably just a two-hand dump into a hole, that's fine. But anytime you're coming off the net, probably 7-8 times out of 10, you're better off just playing that ball high, letting your setter come in, and then coming back on a true attack. All right, here we go. Southeastern on the serve. Good serve receive from McFadden. Results in a Mandy Bowles swing from the outside, and there's what we've been talking about. McFadden with a good serve receive. As a result, Caitlin Potts able to look it over and find Mandy Bowles, strong side hitter, attacking. Paint Valley starts with a 1-0 lead. Speaking of Bowles, she'll go back to serve. Backside swing from Hobart, block and play by the Lady Cats. Now it's going to be Bells out of the middle. And I believe that ball did catch the line. I think it was right on the line, 1-1. Another good call from the opposite line judge down here. Tied at 1. Pfeiffer back to serve. Good serve receive from Bowles. Potts will push it outside Stanforth. And that ball will find the floor. I couldn't tell if they called the touch or in. Either way, give Stanforth the kill. And again, back-to-back serve receives from Paint Valley, resulting in good swings from two of their best athletes. Into the middle, Higley. Logheed, dug up by Potts. Fadden will step up. The roll shot it over. Stanforth pushes outside Smith, and she tools the block for the kill. And the Paint Valley Lady Bearcats getting that early start that we talked about. All of a sudden, they're up 3-1. A lot more energy, and it all starts with some good serve receive. Back set, Bells. Fadden. In the middle to Chapman. Block and play by Bells. Now it'll be Olivia Smith, dug up by Lockwood. Higley, I think that was illegal, yeah. And looked to me like she changed her mind maybe at the last minute on where she wanted to go to ball, and as a result didn't quite get her hands set.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like she questioned it. Oh, Caitlin Potts with the tight serve over the net.
As a result, the free ball. Potts sets up Olivia Smith, and she rolls it down the net and in for the kill.
I think that's a great example, Shane, on how when the Bearcats can get that first serve received, then they can get that second pass set up nicely for Olivia or their hitters to attack.
Overpass, Stanforth goes up, and that's what we're talking about. When you're that tight to the net and you're able to go up and play it, that was the right play for sure to find the hole. Potts will continue to serve. And sails long on the sophomore setter. Service error.
Potts has a tendency to send it long sometimes when she gets a little overly excited.
6-2. Paint Valley. Smith with an outside swing dug up by Lockwood. Higley will try outside the Logheed. She'll tip it over the double block and finds the hole. Kill for Logheed. 6-3 Paint Valley. Southeastern libero. Lexi Lockwood back to serve. Fadden on the serve receive. Potts will give it right back to the libero for the back row attack. Nothing doing. 6-4. Again, Potts and McFadden on the same page there. You could tell that that's what they were wanting to go with, but just unable to kind of get the high extension and caught the top of the net there on Avery.
Avery's had a couple of those plays tonight where she's wanted to be a little more aggressive, but from the libero role, it's hard to get those attacks the way she is used to when playing the front row, too.
Swing out of the middle for Kayla Chapman, sails long. Paint Valley now leads 6-5. Again, this Lockwood serve has been quite a problem this rotation tonight for Paint Valley. Into the middle. Higley. Scott. Block and play. Overpass. Southeastern might have gotten away with being in the net. Ball pushed outside, lefty adjustment from Smith. Chapman playing the middle, does a nice job, and as a result, Paint Valley wins the point.
Hey Shane, I just want to give a quick shout out to our good friend Coach Tristan Norman. She's making sure we keep the score up to date here, as we both get a little ADD every now and then in the middle of these tight games.
Coach Norman has a lot on her plate trying to keep both of us in check throughout the day. And as we were talking there, Bailey Brumfield with a nice serve. Paint Valley showing some life here in the third set, 8-5. Brumfield again. Higley tries back set, not on the same page with her hitter Lougheed, and 9-5 Paint Valley. Brumfield doing a nice job pushing Southeastern out of system. Now they'll come middle. Hard swing from Scott. I believe that was long. Good communication from the Paint Valley defense. 10-5.
Good call by the line judge there, Shane, as that was a pretty tight call.
Brumfield again, a little bit of a short serve. Longheat will step in. Outstanding adjustment and give the kill. Hannah Longheat.
It's a little disappointing to me they can't play it off the wall, Shane, like racquetball or whatever that is you play inside the gyms.
Off the backside kill from Lougheed. She'll go back and serve now. Good serve received from Stanforth. Short set in the middle for Smith. Block and play, but Smith keeps it alive, sending it over. Corcoran out of the backside. I don't think we had a touch.
It looked more like a hitting error to me, Shane.
11-6 Paint Valley. Abby Stanforth back to serve. Paint Valley needs the third set to stay alive as Southeastern's up 2-0 in the match. Stanforth, who really got it going earlier, this time finds the top of the net.
Avery McFadden comes in for Abby Stanforth to play some back row for us here.
Macy Corcoran, the sophomore, I mentioned earlier, plays all the way around for Southeastern, does a really nice job. Southeastern coming back on the attack. It's Christopher on the outside. Give the dig to McFadden. Potts pushes outside Mandy Bowles, dug up by Corcoran. Now Lougheed with a little bit of a jump set, and on the overpass, Olivia Smith finds the opening for the kill. 12-7. Paint Valley.
I think Southeastern thought that they were going to have a attack opportunity there, Shane, and instead of blocking, Olivia Smith just takes full advantage of it.
Smith with the serve. Going to result in a free ball. See if Paint Valley can take advantage. Potts outside. Bowles with a swing. Dug up by Corcoran. It's Lougheed setting middle. She'll come outside Christopher. Christopher down the line. Sails long out of bounds. Give Paint Valley the point. 13-7 Paint Valley. Smith will be back on the service line again.
Timeout,
Coach Coker. Yep.
Panthers. That's a big timeout for the Panthers as they're down 13-7, Shane. It's going to be interesting to see what Coach Coker comes up with here for the Lady Panthers.
Just joining us, Southeastern up 2-0, in case Kai doesn't have the score updated. They're at 25-18, 25-19. But Paint Valley here trying to stay alive, 13-7. Keep in mind, it was just 24 hours ago. Paint Valley seemed in complete control at Western up 2-0, and Western comes all the way back to win 9-5. Maybe Paint Valley going to try to turn the tables here tonight.
Well, they definitely got the blueprint on how to do it last night, unfortunately, Shane. So hopefully they learned something from that loss and can apply it here.
Again, elsewhere, Westfall up 2-0 on Zane Trace, Adina 2-0 on Huntington, and Unioda up 2-0 on Piketon. We will try to get those finals for you. I can also tell you in soccer that Sierra Mitten scored 4 times tonight. So Southeastern people, I know you're listening out there. The Southeastern Lady Panthers win 5-3 over Gallia. Mitten with 4 goals, Mustard with another. Give Mitten now 99 for her career. We'll be highlighting her in a Great Seal Sports article coming up here soon.
Is she only a junior, Shane, or is she a senior now?
She should be a senior by now.
Well, 99, that means 100's coming, and that's quite impressive for a soccer player.
Yes, it is. Back to action here. A good hard swing from Christopher. Furness was there. Again, an example where she didn't quite have the hands. Addie does a nice job playing the net. Just got to get those hands extended out there a little bit more. Get the kill to Christopher.
Experience thing where she's getting used to playing at a higher level here, Shane.
15-8, and Audrey Scott back doing what she was doing earlier, which is serving aces. And all of a sudden now, what was a 13-7 lead going into the timeout is now all of a sudden a 13-9 lead as Scott continues to serve. Bad, good serve receive that time. Nothing doing for Paint Valley. Southeastern will come back. It'll be Christopher on the outside again, and that sails long.
And Shane, we have a Adina Huntington update. Adina took that last set 25-20 to sweep the Huntsman here tonight, so they stay a perfect 11-0 and 7-0 in the SEC as we take that turn to round 2.
Wow, very impressive. Dug up by Furness. Hops on the slide for Chapman. Got by Lockwood. Potts pushes outside Mandy Bowles with a swing. Another dig for Lockwood. She's been terrific tonight. This time it's Holbert on the outside and give Holbert the kill. 14-10. Again, Southeastern showing off some of that depth tonight too as they start to move people into some different positions. Olivia Higley back to serve. Smith with a good serve receive. Potts will try the inside tip, nothing doing. They'll get it back this time. They'll try Bowles outside with a hard swing, and it was out. I don't believe there was a touch, so that's going to be a hitting error and a point Southeastern. Paint Valley's lead trimmed to 14-11.
Looked pretty, Shane, but just a little too strong by Mandy Bowles there.
Higley once again. Good serve receive from McFadden. Potts tries to tip over. No hole there. This time Potts will go middle to Chapman. Dug up by Holbert. And then Bells finds the spot to cut the lead to 14-12. So again, Paint Valley with early leads of 6-1. 10-5. We got a Southeastern timeout at 13-7. And now all of a sudden Paint Valley leads just by 2 at 14-12. Another good serve. Smith with the serve receive. They'll try Smith out of the back row. And that ball does not make it over at the hitting error. 14-13.
That's where it comes back to Paint Valley trusting their front row hitters there, Shane, instead of continuing to feed the back row.
Higley continues to serve. Another good one. Solid serve receive. Potts pushes it over. Going to allow Southeastern to come right back on the attack. Holbert with the kill attempt. Give the dig to Furness. And then the block. I couldn't tell if Bells was on the solo or if Holbert was there with her. Nonetheless, Southeastern is now tied the third set at 14-14.
You can expect a timeout soon from the Bearcats, don't you think, Shane, before this gets out of hand?
Well, certainly some momentum since the Southeastern timeout. Free ball over for Paint Valley. Well, actually, as a result, they found a back hole. You don't see that very often with the likes of Lockwood back there, but the ball got pushed to the open spot and just out of the reach. Paint Valley with a much-needed point to stop some bleeding.
I might need to eat my words now, Shane.
On the overpass, Chapman with a nice play, but Southeastern keeps it alive. Now Chapman will get a swing out of the middle. Dug up by Higley. Back comes Paint Valley. Stanforth with a hard swing on the strong side, and Lockwood with a good dig momentarily, but Southeastern unable to. I thought Paint Valley for a second was going to break into a premature celebration, but nonetheless it finds the floor.
Coach, for the Southeastern Panthers over there thought they were going to get a fast one with the premature celebration too.
Good adjustment on that second ball from the setter Higley. Now Paint Valley will have a chance to attack. Potts with the tip middle, nothing doing again. They're going to push it outside. Logheed with a swing, dug up by Bowles. Stanforth with a two-hand push. Give the dig to Corcoran. Now Logheed with a tip, and she gets it inside the double block of Paint Valley for the kill. Paint Valley 16, Southeastern 15.
Another case, Shane, where Paint Valley's got to get those hands over the net on the block so that they don't get it to fall right on their side of the court.
Gracie Pfeiffer, solid back row player and server for the Lady Panthers, comes in. Right on cue, gives a good serve that takes Paint Valley out of system. Southeastern with a chance to go quick. They'll go middle to Bells. She tries it, and Stanforth with an athletic cover. Smith out of the back row. Dug up by Pfeiffer, but unable to bring it back over. So Paint Valley with the point, 17-15. Setter Caitlin Potts will go back to serve. Paint Valley with an opportunity to extend the match if they can go here, and they were unable to get the serve over. The service error will make it 17-16. This is a key point of the set. This rotation right here is really kind of hurt Paint Valley at times with Lockwood serving. And I tell you that's a big service error for the Lady Bearcats there, because that's been a serve that's bothering.
And a rare service error for Lexi Lockwood. You don't see that very often, Shane.
That's correct. That's the stat sheet will tell you just that. And Bailey Brumfield with a little drop on it. A nice serve, a much-needed ace. 19-16, Paint Valley. Bailey giving the Lady Bearcats a much-needed lift here. This time she goes a little deeper. Pulls the setter off the 10-foot line a little bit. Corcoran does get somewhat of a swing dug up by Stanforth. Potts with a nice job pushing it back out to Stanforth, and great effort, outstanding effort from Southeastern. Unbelievable. Pfeiffer and Lockwood, and I'll tell you what, give Paint Valley the point, but man, I'll tell you, that you won't see a better effort than those two young ladies back there. A lot of kids just quit on that ball, and they kept it alive, but to Paint Valley's credit, they continued the battle. Paint Valley wins the point. Paint Valley now up 20-16 with a chance to keep the match alive.
That, Shane, was just an absolutely incredible effort by Southeastern. I mean, I didn't think there was any way they were going to get that over, and then somehow they both just get just a fingertip on it, and it goes right over. But mad props to the Bearcats as they continue to fight through it to finish off with that point, though, to give us that 20-16 lead.
Well, we said there was so much that happened there. I thought Potts made a really good ball, put a really good ball outside to give Stanforth a chance. And then after the first contact, as you said, you assume there's no way. The second person got to it, and you're like, there's still no way. And then the third one back over. But earlier we were half joking, but we were saying Paint Valley kind of went in the premature celebration. To their credit, there they stayed with it and the much needed point.
Yeah, good read by Abby Stanforth there to let it kind of bounce out of bounds.
It's been Bailey Brumfield all along on this run here. She'll continue to serve. Southeastern second ball over. Great opportunity. Potts into the middle with a hammer from Olivia Smith. And again, when the pass is on target and Potts is able to have a chance, she's able to utilize her hitters, and obviously pretty good option to use when you have Smith in the middle.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Caitlin Potts there to just set Olivia up perfectly. And then another little hitting error by number 12, Audrey Scott, to give the Bearcats a 22-16 lead. They're really breaking it open right now. Let's see if they can stick with it.
Well, they really are. They had to side out to make it 17-15, or excuse me, 18-16, and then it's been Brumfield serving since, now up 22. Anna Longheat with a hard swing, but looks like it's going to sail long. 23-16.
That was a close call there, Shane. Our angle might have been a little different on that call.
Southeastern with much need of a point. Good swing from Longheat again. Potts at least able to keep it off the floor, but Southeastern's going to come back. Swing out of the middle. Audrey Scott for the kill. And that's going to finally break the serving of Bailey Brumfield. I believe it was Paint Valley side out at 18-16, and then Brumfield with 6 points there before Southeastern able to get back on the board. Now 23-17 Paint Valley. The Bearcats need a win to extend the match to 4. Here comes Southeastern. Longheat set the middle to Scott. Hard swing dug up by Bowles, but it's going to go all the way back over to Southeastern. They'll come again. It's going to be Scott once again. Potts with the dig. Furness steps in to help the setter. It's Smith, dug up by Longheat. Outside, swing from Christopher. Free ball over. Southeastern coming back. Outside, Christopher with the swing. Tools the block. The ball falls out of bounds. 23-18. Give the kill to Christopher.
Southeastern has to be near perfect here, Shane, as the Bearcats only 2 points away from ending the set.
Longheat with the serve. It's a good one. Pushes Potts off the 10-foot line a little bit, but Furness still gets a nice swing at it, and she's able to tool off the top of the block for the kill. Give Addie Furness a kill. Set point for the Bearcats as they try to get on the board here, down 2-0.
Bearcat ace Abby Stanforth coming back up. This is who I'd want to serve if I were the Bearcats on game point.
Pfeiffer with the serve receive. They'll go outside Christopher with the roll shot, dug up by Brumfield. Potts in the middle. Smith, not quite on the same page that time. Southeastern's going to have a chance to come back. Tip shot from Scott, dug up by Mandy Bowles. And Southeastern able to keep it alive. And the hitting error will give Paint Valley
That was
a
a
25-18 victory.
That was a smart play by Addie Furnace there, Shane, to just try to tip it over near the sideline. It kind of threw the Panthers off on their attack.
Well, again, I'll give Paint Valley a lot of credit. I talked to you earlier in the pregame about wanting to see the Paint Valley team play at a more consistent level, finding a way to bring it every night and all through the match. I've seen them play in certain parts of matches at a high level, and to their credit tonight, they quit anytime you get down 2-0. Did not do that. They came out. I thought the start was important there. Paint Valley scored 6 of the first 7 points in that third set, Kai. And you couldn't you see it? You just see it in their body language.
Oh, yeah, their body language from the end of that second set to halfway through that third set was a completely different team. They had a lot more energy and seemed to be a lot more focused and excited, which, I mean, that's to be expected when you're winning versus losing, but still you have to bring that same energy whether you're up or you're down. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of energy the Bearcats come out with in this fourth set as they got to keep winning to survive. And then I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We are going to be live streaming on Friday night for Paint Valley Senior Night versus Zane Trace. Unfortunately, you won't get to hear mine and Shane's beautiful voices, but you will get to hear the beautiful voices of Mike Smith and BJ Daly as we plug good old WKKJ into our little computer here and let the real professionals do the talking.
Absolutely. Hey, we know our role. Okay, we know our role. And anytime we get a chance to utilize WKKJ, we're going to do that. And like you said earlier, I really appreciate Paint Valley given the opportunity. Obviously, I'm selfish and want to help the Paint Valley kids, but as I said earlier, my goal is to get out and help the whole league. And as a result, Paint Valley, you've given me a chance at SVCSportsZone.com to get out to the Adena community in football, Piketon community, Zane Trace community, now Southeastern community, and it's just a lot of fun. Hopefully it's something we're going to be able to do, because keep in mind, we're going to have a unique format in the football playoffs. So, as always, we're here to try to supplement the incredible job KKJ's doing. So maybe we'll be able to jump in and kind of help make sure everybody has an opportunity to see and hear what's going on out there as we get closer to the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone wants Shane or I to live stream and call some of your non-Paint Valley sporting events, once we get into playoffs and such, we'd be more than happy to do so. Just give us a little heads up so we can give our wonderful wives a heads up that they're not going to have to put up with us that night so that they can make other plans.
About ready to get going here in the fourth set. Southeastern up 2-1. If you're just joining us, Southeastern rolling through the first two sets, 25-18, 25-19, but it's the Lady Bearcats of Paint Valley responding 25-18 there in that third set, and Mandy Bowles will get us started with the serve here in the fourth set. And she kind of finds a hole in between two defenders. Southeastern's going to free ball, a chance for Paint Valley to play out in front. Potts outside Stanforth, and she finds the hole in the middle with a little bit of roll. Nice athletic adjustment from Stanforth there to give Paint Valley the 1-0 advantage.
Mandy Bowles has really shifted this game so far, Shane. She came in that third set and just has really helped bring the Bearcats some consistency.
There's another serve picking on that same spot between Lockwood and Corcoran, and this time it flies off of the arms for the ace. 2-0 Bearcats. It was a kill for Stanforth, and now an ace for Bowles. Another hard serve. This time Corcoran with an outstanding serve receive, and as a result, Lougheed's going to get a swing. Give the dig to Smith. Free ball from Paint Valley, a chance for Southeastern to attack. Out of the middle, it's Bells. She tries cross court. Nothing doing on the hitting error. 3-0 Paint Valley.
She almost got that one in the trash can, Shane, which I always think should be a point in and of itself.
Mandy Bowles once again, this time a little lower, about knocked her setter out. Potts with the head turn there, about took a head shot.
I know this is volleyball, Shane, but is she supposed to say 4 again there? Or And then here we go again. Forgot to update the sets. So, as always, Coach Tristan Norman keeping us on our toes and locked in.
Shout out to Coach Norman.
Good eyes by the Bearcats, seeing that was going out of bounds and just letting her fly.
Good communication. Exactly right. Potts back to serve. Paint Valley up 4-1. Potts tries a short serve. Pretty good spot. Lougheed with the swing, dug up by Potts. McFadden will try the back row, and she'll play it off the block, and it finds the hole. Give McFadden one of those rare kills from the back row. 5-1 Bearcats.
That's something the Bearcats have been trying to do all night, Shane. I'm glad to see it was finally worked out in their favor.
Out of the middle, the setter Higley and the hitter Lougheed not on the same page, not timed up, and just like in the third set, Paint Valley out to a 6-1 advantage, and Coach Coker's seen enough. I'm going to go ahead and talk it over here, as I think you kind of just sense it in the gym here. The Lady momentum shifted about halfway through that third set over to the Paint Valley side, and it continues that trend into the fourth set here.
Yeah, and you have to be impressed with the Lady Bearcats fight, as we've learned it's hard to be down 2-0, Shane, especially in the SVC, and battle back. So hopefully they can pull off a Denver Nuggets and come back from being down big time to winning the series.
Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Caitlin Potts continuing to serve. Pfeiffer, Lockwood, Corcoran across the back in the three-man serve receive. Pfeiffer pushes the setter off the net a little bit. Bell still gets a roll shot, and again, Paint Valley chance to keep the ball on their side and did not. Now they'll get a chance to perhaps go. Potts decided to push it two hands to the back, so now it's going to be Bell's out of the middle. Diving effort for McFadden, unable to keep it off the floor. Give the kill to Bells. 6-2 Paint Valley.
And Shane, we have an update from Unionota Piketon. Unionota sweeps that series with a 25-17 third set win. So the Lady Shermans improve to 3-4 on the season in the SVC, Shane.
Dangerous team in the second half, Kai, as Lougheed finds a hole for a kill. Unionota, as I said in the pregame, at 3-4. Keep in mind, if you didn't hear our pregame, they go 5 with Adina, they go 5 with Huntington, they go 4 with Zane Trace. That is a dangerous team in terms of they're not going to be able to win it now. They certainly could decide who does or who gets a share maybe. Chapman with a roll shot dug up there by Higley. Going to be Scott out of the middle, and Chapman with the solo block. Outstanding play, Kayla Chapman, the junior middle hitter there for Paint Valley. Point Paint Valley, 7-3 Lady Bearcats.
She did a great job, Shane, of getting her hands over the net that time, which the Bearcats have struggled with tonight. So glad to see Coach Christian Posey making that adjustment.
Brunfield on the serve. Back set's going to be Lougheed. Tries cross court. Nothing doing as it sails long. 8-3 Paint Valley.
Shane, we got Bailey Brumfield serving again, so let's see how long Bailey can keep this going this time.
Certainly been a rotation here in the second part of this match. It's been successful. Scott out of the middle, blocked in play by Smith. Southeastern with control still. Scott will try weak side, dug up by Potts. Overpass is going to give Southeastern possession. Scott out of the middle, dug up by Brumfield. Potts goes outside, Stanforth with the swing for the kill. 9-3 Paint Valley. Slowly but surely, Paint Valley starting to shore up some passing. Potts is able to come to her natural setting position and start to make some reads. And obviously, Olivia Smith's been super all night, but you mentioned that we've had some other Paint Valley hitters getting involved, and you're starting to see the depth.
And you can just see the confidence coming off the Paint Valley players right now, Shane. They know that they're in control of this game, and they're playing like it.
Potts in the middle to Smith. She tries, and again, a nice communication there. Olivia Higley letting it fly. Paint Valley hitting here. It's going to be 9-4 Paint Valley. Hannah Lougheed back to serve. Serve receive is going to force a free ball now from Paint Valley. Here comes Southeastern on the attack. Audrey Scott with a swing off the diving effort from Bowles. Give her the kill. And
Shane, she hit it right there in between Bailey Brumfield and Mandy Bowles. That was just good placement by the Panther hitter.
Freshman Morgan Ware has checked into the game to play some opposite side there, weak side for Southeastern. I believe that's Christopher over there with some ice on that knee. I don't want to speculate. It could just be one of those things where she's working back, kind of like a load management type thing, where maybe with this going deep into the match here, they're just going a little bit. So hopefully everything's okay there. But that is number 9. Is Morgan Ware, a nice freshman. I've seen play some JV and varsity this year. A lot of potential for the Lady Panthers. She sends it over there with 2. Now Potts will push it outside Stanford. He rolls it over, dug up by Logheed. Scott out of the middle.
Southeastern's trainer has been over there with Miss Christopher a couple times now, getting her ice and getting her situated. So she looks pretty comfortable there on the bench. I'd be surprised if we saw her again tonight, Shane.
Olivia Smith out of the middle there as we were checking on Christopher with another play. She's been terrific here tonight for the Lady Bearcats at the net. Dug up by Potts here. Furness will step in and help her setter. Smith with the swing. I don't think there was a touch there. I think Southeastern wants 4, and I think they have a beef. Nothing doing. They're going to play on. Scott with the swing that time. And again, Smith was up there. I think that was just a ball into the net. So 11-5 Paint Valley. Southeastern not happy there. I think that Paint Valley might have caught a break.
Yeah, Coach Coker talking to her team behind her clipboard gives me the idea that she might not be too thrilled with that call. And then a good block by Olivia Smith to give the Bearcats another point to make it 12-5.
Patty Furness was there with her as well, but I agree, Kai, with your call. I'm pretty sure Olivia on the inside was the one that had the hands on it. Ware with the swing on the outside, block and play. Southeastern's going to get it back. They push middle, Audrey Scott. Smith back over. They tried the tip, nothing doing. Potts with a pretty good idea there to give Smith a chance on the second ball, just not quite high enough. Smith didn't quite time it up with her setter, but again, a nice idea, just nothing doing in terms of execution. 12-6 Paint Valley. Yeah,
Olivia even admitted to her teammates there she got a little trigger happy on one to get that kill. So, good thought process by Miss Potts to try to throw it over, but just a little out of bounds on that one.
Just got to know where you're at there as a setter a little bit. That ball was pushed off the center a little bit. She didn't have as much room there as she might have thought. And ace for Macy Corcoran as Southeastern serving early was really the difference in the match, and now at times has kept them in some of these sets is Paint Valley trying to even this match at 2. Service error, 13-8 Paint Valley.
Another situation, Shane, where they should have yelled 4 because the ball was coming straight for the front row player's head on that one.
Olivia Smith to serve. He hits it long. Teams trade service errors, and just like that, it's 13-9 Paint Valley. Kai just reported Uniota's a straight set winner tonight over Piketon. We know that Adina was a straight set over Huntington. Southeastern coming on attack. It's Bells in the middle, dug up by Brumfield. Smith will go back row to give McFadden a swing. Dug up by Logheed. Ware steps in and helps the setter. Holbert pushes it back. Give the dig to McFadden. Middle to Furness, and she finds the tip. And they're going to call the lift and give Furness the kill.
Smart, savvy play by Furness there, Shane, to just barely toss it over the net and find the hole in the Panthers' defense. She's had some big plays tonight. You got some score updates for us over there, Shane?
I think I've got another good one here, but let's make sure we look for a little action. Hitting error there on the down here I couldn't see around the official. Bells on the hitting error there, so it's going to go 15-9. Patty Furness will continue to serve. Serve receive from Lockwood. Middle to Holbert. Hitting out right outside, 69. Update. Zane Trace, 27. Westfall, 25. Laney Hill, 1,000 dig.
Oh, congrats to Laney. I'm a I'm also a junior fair board advisor, Shane, and Laney's one of our key members of our junior fair board here in Ross County, so I'm glad to see her be successful on the athletic court, too.
No question. And I tell you this, sometimes we're guilty of just looking at the libero pass. Laney Hill's a terrific defensive player, does a really good job. Lexi Betts, obviously, their libero does as well. But combined with Laney, they do a good job working that back row there. Again, the premature celebration from Paint Valley, and we're going to play on. Chapman with a swing, give Lockwood the dig. She's going to push it outside. Logheed will try. Dig for Smith. Potts pushes it over, nothing doing, no hole there. Higley in the middle. Bells, no touch. I think that's 4. Yep, point Paint Valley.
Shane, that's where the youth of the Bearcats shows. That's 2 times tonight they've had super premature celebrations, and the Panthers just keep playing on, and that's something that Coach Christian Posey is going to have to continue to work with as the Panthers take a timeout, trailing the Bearcats 17-10 in this 4th set.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a terrific night of SVC volleyball, as you and I predicted. We're in the 4th set here with a chance to go 5. As you might have heard there right before the timeout, I was telling you, Zane Trace stays alive, 27-25. So let's recap here, Kai. Westfall had taken the first set, 25-22. Westfall had taken the second set, 31-29. Zane Trace comes back, wins 27-25. So Westfall up 2-1. And again, congrats to Laney Hill, 1,000 career digs. Back out of the timeout, it's going to be Mandy Bowles of Paint Valley back on the service line. Paint Valley leading 17-10. Paint Valley needs a win here to force a 5th set. Free ball for Southeastern. Paint Valley with a chance to go. Potts, outside Stanforth. She tools the block for the kill. Abby Stanforth from Caitlin Potts.
Beautiful setup there from Caitlin Potts. Abby just went up and got that ball, and it went right off the defender's hands for the point.
Southeastern pushes it outside. Hannah Logheed gets it inside, and again, you're going to have the same call, the lift. Good call. The Paint Valley had a block and play momentarily, but as they reached down, they certainly lifted the ball. Give the kill to Logheed, 18-11 Paint Valley. I believe that's Reagan Ruby in the game that just served that ball. Paint Valley's going to go, yes, Ruby into the game here. 18-12. Ruby's an outstanding athlete, Kai. She played some libero when they were trying Lexi Lockwood all the way around. Certainly a super athlete, going to be a big part of many of their programs at Southeastern here over the next couple of years. Nice defensive play from Southeastern, but again, unable to execute on the outside. Again, Southeastern just really out of system here in the last part of this match here in the 3rd and 4th set. Pfeiffer will return. Potts to serve for Paint Valley. Higley set in the middle with Logheed. Outside Olivia Smith with a big swing, and I don't think it ever was touched. It's going to be 4 hits at point Southeastern.
She was just a little too far back there, Shane, but it was a good thought, a good pass by Abby Stanforth. Just couldn't make that connection.
Good serve receive from McFadden. It's going to give Chapman a swing in the middle. Dug up by Higley, and there's an example, Kai, of what happens there is your setter in that position has to play defense first, and you want your setter to take the second ball. Obviously, she can't do that when she plays the first ball, and someone's got to step in there and take it, and they obviously didn't do that. Good serve receive from Lockwood. Going to give Logheed. Good defensive play from Potts. Free ball over. Southeastern. Little joust at the net there with Corcoran and Furness. I didn't see the call. Oh, they went the 4. Corcoran was in the net. Okay, I didn't see a signal there at first.
Yeah, they had Corcoran in the net there, Shane. She was just barely over.
Short
Didn't
serve.
they catch her napping?
Here comes Southeastern back on the attack. Logheed gets a swing. Give the dig to Potts. Furness tried to play the overpass, though. Logheed Stanforth on the roll shot, give the dig to Lockwood. Here comes Lougheed again. Potts keeps it alive. Good second ball from Bailey Brunfield to give a lift. Outstanding play from Brunfield. Not only to play the second ball, but to have the presence of mind of where Smith was at in the middle to push that ball up there to give her a chance to attack. I'm not saying that was Liv's best contact of the night, but it certainly got the job done 22-13. Potts in the middle. Short set Smith. Solo block and play there from Scott doing a nice job. Corcoran with good hustle keeps it alive. That Paint Valley might have gotten away with one there. Nonetheless, the effort is there and it keeps it alive. Back and forth we go. The volleyball not the prettiest, but the effort is certainly good. Middle attack, Audrey Scott. Dug up by Potts. Furnace with an athletic play to keep it alive, but Paint Valley won't be able to keep it off the floor there. 22-14 Paint Valley. Still certainly in control of the set with a chance to push the match to a fifth set.
Yeah, but from what we've seen tonight, Shane, I think anything's possible, so.
Good serve from Lougheed. Athletic play from Stanforth here, but again, going to give the ace to Hannah Lougheed. And this is where Paint Valley's got to be careful. Even at 22-15, this is the type of serve, if she can string some together, that can really be a difference maker. Good serve receive from Mandy Bowles. Key play there. Gives Liv Smith. Again, Potts to Smith in the middle. Outstanding, but really highlight the serve receive of Mandy Bowles against the tough serve, making that possible. 23-15. Paint Valley puts Abby Stanforth back. Paint Valley's got to push two to push this to a fifth set. Good serve receive from Pfeiffer. Going to be Scott looking to tip for a hole. Outstanding placement. You can see her vision there. Just kind of hanging in the air using her long reach, and she certainly was surveying the floor, Kai, and found an opening.
Yeah, she definitely saw the little premature jump by the Bearcat defense and took advantage of the hole.
Tip from Smith there. Now Paint Valley off the free ball have a chance to go. Smith held the block a little bit, and they went outside Bowles. Now Southeastern to go. It's Holbert with a swing, but into the net for the hitting error. Paint Valley now at set point here in set number 4 with a chance to push it to a fifth set. Olivia Smith on the serve. Good serve receive from Lockwood. And again, I don't know if it hit the net. Give Furnace and Bowles credit for being there on the double block. 25-16 Paint Valley. And Kai, I don't know if you're having any fun yet, but we're on our way to a fifth set here at Paint Valley. If you joined us late, it was Southeastern 25-18, 25-19. Back come the Lady Bearcats 25-18, 25-16.
Man, Shane, it's just been a game of runs so far tonight as the Bearcats and Panthers keep trading 2 sets, but now they don't get a chance to win 2 more, and they got to win 1 more to finish it off. So we're going to play the first of 15 on this last set, and if it's anything like these first 4 games, it's going to be exciting. But we also could be here all night like Westfall St. Trace seem to be as they keep going deep into the match.
Well, that has to be terrific. I mean, I highlighted all the athletes in that particular match back in our pregame. You can go back and listen to that. If you like SVC Volleyball, we mentioned a lot of people there in the pregame. Also, I'd want to mention our SVC Sports Talks up on the show 287. John Bruce and I probably named almost, 90 to 100 athletes this past week, talking a little bit of everything from football to golf to volleyball to soccer, all sorts of different things. Do want to mention golf. Some of our golf coverage we feel we take a lot of pride in. We think it's some of the best in the area, highlighting our kids there. Jack Latham of Westfall in control of the SVC individual race right now, but certainly with some big matches still ahead. If you're not familiar with the SVC golf, what happens is there's 8 matches. You have to play in at least 7 to qualify for an all-league spot. If you play in all 8, they'll drop your lowest score. Then on the team side, you get 8 points if you win, 7 points second, 6 points third, and so forth. So on the year so far, Uniota has a 3-point advantage over Piketon. So certainly not over yet with 3 matches to go this week. Plus, Southeastern and Westfall have proven capable. You never know when you're going to get one of those first and third swings or second and fourth swings or something like that. So, still a lot of good golf to play. We will do our best. This is the trickiest week of the year for us on our golf coverage because we have to get the scoreboard updated by Thursday morning, and then by Friday morning, you're turning around playing again. So we'll apologize in advance if we don't update that well, but we will certainly try our best to have that by Friday night, Saturday morning. That will be the unofficial list for the all-league individual kids there. We really are glad we can do that for those kids on the golf course.
Yeah, and I have no doubt, Shane, that you're going to keep them up to date on Twitter, just with the individual leaders and the updates you get from your sources. Mandy Bowles with the serve for the Bearcats.
Well, it's been the way they've started the last 2. Certainly makes sense that they stay with what's hot. Paint Valley going to free ball it over. It's always important to get off to a good start when we sprint to 15. Bell's in the middle to tip. Another athletic cover from Stanford. Another free ball. Southeastern with a chance. Now net, but I think Abby was in the net. Yes, on the follow-through, Abby caught the net. Unfortunately for Paint Valley, that's a good call. And Southeastern strikes first as they lead 1-0. Keep in mind, we go 15, win by 2 here in the 5th set. Potts pushes outside, 2-hand push from Stanford. Now it's Bells in the middle with the left hand. No, they say it hit the floor. Thought for a second Mandy Bowles was able to sneak the hand in, but unable to. 2-0 Southeastern.
That makes Abby Stanford being in the net on that first play even bigger, Shane, as the Panthers take a 2-0 lead.
That's well said. Good call. You just can't afford to get off to the bad start. Good swing out of the back row from Smith. They dig it up. Going outside. Stanford to the middle, and they didn't communicate. Potts has got to step in and take that second ball as the setter there. Chapman actually did the right thing going back, getting ready to hit. 3-0. The other thing that escaped me here, and I apologize I didn't call it, Lockwood's changed back to the blue uniform. She's still going to pass a little bit, but she might, with the absence of Ava Christopher now, may have to return to the some of the front row as well.
This is a time where you need a timeout, Shane. They're only playing to 15 and they're down 4-0. Southeastern has just yanked all the momentum back from the Bearcats in this 5th and final set.
So Lexi Lockwood back to serve again. Not playing the libero in this set. And again, I'd say it has a lot to do with Ware maybe not having another set left. And on the overpass, Bells with the 2 hands finding the hole. 5-0 in Southeastern. And it looks like Coach Posey's going to take the timeout.
Now, Shane, tell myself and our viewers at home about the switching libero from switching libero to the typical jersey, because you don't see that very often in volleyball.
Well, what happens there is from set to set, you can it up, and even if they're in the libero jersey, they don't have to quote-unquote play libero. They have to be into their particular part of the rotation. So what's happened here, and I'm just guessing here, maybe we'll talk to Coach Coker afterwards. I'm guessing what happened is with Christopher's injury, I'm assuming Ware might have run out of sets, or in the 5th set they were just more comfortable maybe with a more of a veteran leadership of a Lockwood or something like that playing. So I assume Lockwood's going to play all the way around here like she was doing earlier in the year. But here's the thing. Even when she's doing that, you'll still see her anchor the center of the defense quite a bit. So we return to action, 5-0. Lockwood with the serve. McFadden, nice pass up to Potts. 2-hand push stand for Southeastern coming back on the attack. They go outside. Logheed off the block and out of bounds. Give the kill to Logheed. 6-0 Southeastern. Starts with a good pass here for Paint Valley. Middle. Avery McFadden gives them just that. Potts tries back row to McFadden, and she finds the hole in the back of the defense. So Paint Valley on the board.
Right on the line on that one, Shane. That was a good hit by Miss Avery McFadden there.
Potts back to serve for Paint Valley. Good pass to the setter in the middle. Logheed attacks. Chapman was there on the block, but it was a hitting error for Logheed. 6-2 Southeastern. So Paint Valley responding a little bit. Potts continues to serve. Back Back set, lefty Bells. Give the dig to Potts. Stanforth steps in to help the setter. Smith with a swing. Stanforth with a play off the net. Avoids getting in the net there. Chapman and Bells battle at the net a little bit. Good adjustment from Smith as she pushes it over. Now it's Bells out of the middle. And she finds the hole for the kill. 7-2 Southeastern.
That hole's been there in the middle of the Bearcat defense all night, Shane, and Southeastern's just taking advantage of it over and over again.
The athleticism of Stanforth's been able to close that up a little bit, and I don't even know that it's 100% hers. She's just athletically been able to adjust at times. And there is the tough serving. As you can see, Southeastern going back a little bit of what they had done earlier in the year, now with Ruby putting the white jersey on it. And again, that's just, I believe, where they needed the extra hitter. Again, I don't want to speak for Coach Coker, but if I'm following what's going on in their situation with the injury, that's what they're going with. Potts outside Smith. Big swing against the double block, and she gets it down inside for the kill.
That was a big hit by the Bearcats here. It'll be interesting. We got Bailey Brumfield coming back up to serve, Shane, which seems to have been the golden ticket tonight. Yeah,
that's well said, Kai. That's well said. She's been really good here on the service line. And, she catches the top of the net. Maybe I can blame you before I blame myself for the announcer jinx.
Yeah, I would definitely give myself the jinx on that one. I got a little ahead of myself. Sorry, Bailey.
9-3 Southeastern. Remember, we sprint to 15 here in the fifth set. It's been a fun one. Glad we can bring it to you here on SVCSportsZone.com YouTube channel. Overpass, Scott with the pass, or with the overpass, the kill, and for a second I thought they called the net, but she avoided the net there and finds the hole. Timeout. Paint Valley takes their second and final timeout as Southeastern leads it 10-3, and I go all the way back to the beginning there, Kai. I thought you made a good call. Paint Valley with a chance to play out in front. Had the one net violation and seemed to spark Southeastern just a little bit, and Paint Valley showed some signs. I'm looking back here. They finally got on the board 6-1, 6-2, but then it's been all Southeastern again. Now Southeastern at 10-3. Paint Valley's going to have one more chance to really go here, or Southeastern's going to be tough to catch.
Yeah, Shane, I think that first play by Abby when she did so good to get it over and place in the right spot and then just couldn't get her feet to quite stop in time. So that really flipped the momentum to Southeastern, and the Lady Panthers, to their credit, have taken advantage of it.
Westfall 25, Zane Trace 19 in set 4. So Westfall wins that in 4 over Zane Trace. So standings not in front of me, Kai. What is that? Dina still unbeaten with Westfall one back, correct?
Yes, that is correct, Shane. So that gives the Huntington Huntsman sole possession of third place in the SVC at 5-2, and then that moves Zane Trace to 4-3.
11-3 now. Paint Valley forced the free ball over. Back comes Southeastern. Well, they're going to free ball themselves. A chance for Paint Valley to get on the board. Potts. Liv was going to her setter, but not on the same page with her setter. So it's going to give Scott a swing and the kill. 12-3 Southeastern. Audrey Scott's had quite a night. I'll be anxious to see a stat sheet at the end of this because she's been terrific in the middle.
No, you're completely right, Shane. She's just been a game changer tonight, and as someone who hasn't watched the Panthers play this season, I'm really impressed with her play tonight.
This time, Liv out of the middle gets a swing from Caitlin Potts. Gives a free ball. We'll come back and try it again. Furnace steps in. The two-hand tip. Southeastern wanted a little bit of lift. It did rest a little bit on Smith's hands. Athletic save there by Stanforth to keep the play alive. Now Corcoran with a swing, and it's hitting air puts Paint Valley on the board for a fourth point. 12-4 Southeastern. Paint Valley in desperate need of a run.
Abby was a little worried on that one as she looked over to the judge to make sure she wasn't in the net again.
Big swing, dug up by Stanforth. Free ball over. Southeastern with a chance to go quick. Ruby, Logheed, hit from Holbert, dug up by Furnace, pushed over on the second ball. Potts, did she find the line? She did not. She did not. 13-4 Southeastern on the brink of a 5-set win here. That is Corcoran back to serve. McFadden on the serve receive. Potts, outside dive. She goes with the two-hand push. Lockwood now hitting in the front row with a push over. Now it's a free ball. Paint Valley with a chance to go. Potts in the middle to Smith, and she tools it off the late block. That time Scott's block got up a little late, and Smith with the aggressive swing give her the kill. 13-5 Southeastern. Livia Smith back to serve. Good serve. Pushes the setter off the net a little bit. Scott still gets a pretty good swing, but it goes long. 13-6. Paint Valley certainly needs to run off 3 or 4 here before Southeastern hits that 14 mark and faces match point. Another good serve. And give Smith the ace. Really, the serve was still the result of the point there. 13-7, and Coach Coker not going to waste any time. Going to go ahead and try to kill a little bit of Smith's momentum at the service line there with a timeout. Again, give Paint Valley credit. I love what I'm seeing from both teams tonight. You know, Southeastern facing some adversity. They're up 2-0. Paint Valley comes back at them. They obviously get through a little bit of some adversity with an injury situation. You have to make some adjustments in rotation on the fly. It's certainly some spots in a rotation that they've been in this year, which I'm sure helps. But then we've also seen Paint Valley a chance to quit after 2 sets. They don't. And then a chance here to easily quit. I'm looking back at my notes here. 10-3, and they continue to fight down 13-7. So out of the timeout, Olivia Smith back to the service line, looking to keep her Lady Bearcats alive. Serve. Ruby with the serve receive, a nice pass. Going to give Scott a chance out of the middle. Now it's Furness in the middle. She tips, finds a whole good effort from Lockwood to keep it alive. Give the dig to McFadden. Potts outside. Kendall Dye in for the kill. Potts outside to Dye, and it's 13-8 Southeastern. Outstanding effort by Lockwood on the one side. Give a good dig to McFadden on the other side, and Potts able to go outside to a classmate Kendall Dye for the kill. Another good serve from Smith is going to force a free ball. See if Paint Valley can take advantage. Potts, middle to Furness with the swing. Kill for Addie Furness. 13-9 Southeastern. Lady Cats just clawing their way back. Smith continues to serve. Lockwood steps in. Good pass. Gives a chance for Scott in the middle. And her tip finds the hole. And it's match point for Southeastern, up 14-9. It'll be Higley to serve.
The senior, Shane.
Certainly who you want back on the line. She's had a pretty good night back there. Starts with a good pass for the Bearcats here. And they get just that from McFadden. Furness steps in, takes second ball. Push from Potts. Bells takes the second ball over. Paint Valley keeps it, and unable to keep it alive. Give Bells the kill. And our final there at 15-9 is going to make Southeastern your winner in 5. Southeastern wins it 25-18, 25-19, 18-25, 16-25, and then 15-9. Wow. They go 4 sets up there at Westfall. It just seems like every night, Kai, we always get 4 matches, obviously, on a Tuesday, Thursday in the SVC. And it just feels like, to me, I can't remember a night, maybe one, where we just had straight sets across the board. If you're going to an SVC match this year, you probably shouldn't make plans afterwards because you're going to be there a while. It's unreal. I think there's good parity in our league. And these programs have a lot of pride. You see it in the non-league when they break off and play in the non-league. Our league always fares quite well. And I think you're going to see it in the tournament. I really do. I certainly hope that Southeastern health-wise is okay because I thought they were just now getting healthy. I thought their best volleyball was ahead of them. I think that would be an absolute shame. I know how hard Christopher's worked to get back. And then on the Paint Valley side, I'll give Paint Valley some credit. You know, coming off of last night. Last night was really the first time this year where or there had to be a sour taste in the mouth, I'm guessing. And to their credit, you come back. There's no nights off in the SVC. They get down 2-0, and you continue to battle. So again, hats off to them, but just a terrific match. Some of your thoughts tonight as you watch both teams just go back and forth.
Yeah, Shane. I mean, it was definitely a game of runs, as they say in volleyball. It's all about who had the momentum, and Southeastern started off with the momentum, and then Paint Valley made some lineup changes that I think gave them a little bit of a different look, and then the loss of Ava Christopher in that third set for the Lady Panthers really also hurt them. So the Bearcats went on a little run, and then the big turning event, I think, was that Abby Stanford stepping over the line, and then the Lady Panthers taking advantage of that to just roll in that fifth set, and the Bearcats almost made a nice little comeback there, but just too late at the end, and it was a competitive and exciting game to watch tonight. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what these Bearcats can do in the D4 tournament run, which we're a little known for once we get out of the tough SVC.
Well, I think that's well said. Kai, one thing I wanted to ask you, I think you do an outstanding job at school and with coaching and so forth. Volleyball, you said, is such a thing of momentum, and what I see is body language, and I see when things start going bad, I mean, it can go in a hurry. What is it that you work with kids? You have such an upbeat, positive attitude and so forth. I know you preach that to kids. What is it about some of the nonverbals sometimes that you think play such a key role that in volleyball is probably more important than any other sport?
Yeah, Shane, I definitely noticed that a lot tonight, actually. When the Bearcats were down 2-0, you could see it in their body language in that second set. They were struggling to get motivated when they got a point. They weren't that excited about it. And just over and over again, it seemed like they couldn't get invested into the game. When they took that turn, it really flipped the script and gave the Bearcats a new life, as I like to say. So as a coach, Shane, I really preach that to my kids. I know you really preach that to our kids, just that even when things are going bad, you can't let it get in your head. You really have to just keep battling through it and keep that positive energy and positive attitude, because that's what's going to allow comebacks like this to happen. But at the end, even in that fifth set, Shane, you could see the Bearcats just kind of lose energy, lose confidence, and when you have that negative body language, it really results in a loss of confidence a lot of times. So I'm going to let you do some thoughts while we try to go get some coach interviews here.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we can get Coach Coker up here, I would love to get Lexi Lockwood up here as well. If we could get Lexi Lockwood, Coach Coker and Lexi Lockwood, that'd be great. So if you're still with us here, make sure you stay with us, and we're going to try to get some comments as Kai's going to try to run down some people. Again, if you're joining us late, let me give you some scores from around the SVC. Uniota sweeps Piketon this evening, 25-20. 25-11, 25-17. Adena traveled to Huntington tonight. They were outstanding once again. The Lady Warriors with a straight set win. They beat Huntington 25-21, 25-12, 25-20. Then the two matches had seemed to last forever. The one up was against Westfall Zane Trace. Westfall won the first set 25-22. The second set seemed to be the turning point of the match, where Zane Trace had a chance to maybe get even, but Westfall wins it 31-29. Give credit to Zane Trace. They come back, win the third set, 27-25. In that third set, Laney Hill with career dig 1,000. But then Westfall finishes it off in 4 at 25-19. And then obviously here tonight on our live call, we couldn't have asked for a better call in terms of a Game 2 call. Southeastern wins the 5-set marathon. Southeastern goes 25-18, 25-19. And then Paint Valley comes back. They win the third set 25-18, 25-16. And then in the fifth set, Southeastern scores the first 6 points. Paint Valley responded with a couple to cut it to 6-2. Southeastern would eventually lead 12-3. And then at that point, Paint Valley responds once again. They come all the way back. They cut it to 13-7 behind some tough serving from Olivia Smith. But Southeastern able to do what they had to do, and they finished it off 15-9. So we are going to get set up here. We're going to get hopefully Coach Coker as well as Lexi Lockwood. Both, either one. We can go whichever order you want. I know Lexi's just dying to talk to me. So again, joined by Lexi Lockwood. I don't know if I should call her all-around player for Southeastern or libero or just jack of all trades or what, but Lexi, in all seriousness, I know you're not the big fan of the interviews, but when you play as hard as you do, you can you can say whatever you want here, and I'm sure Coach Coker is going to be just fine with your effort tonight. In all seriousness, you were terrific tonight. I have to ask you about the position change throughout. And I know you were going to come back and kind of return to the libero situation. And from what we could tell up here, not to get into your locker room or whatever, but it looked like maybe an injury situation was going to swing your rotation back. Just from an individual standpoint, talk to me about the difference between playing all the way around compared to playing the natural position of libero. Is there much of a difference from a defensive standpoint? Obviously, in the front row there is.
Yeah, in front row, I got to really pick up my game because I'm 5'2", and I can't really hit over the block. So I'm really comfortable. I'm more comfortable with back row, so like being small, I can run and get to every ball. But in front row, I got to learn to pick up my leadership and just get to every ball I can and still get it in somehow.
Well, I'll tell you, another key I had in my notes coming into the night was I thought it was going to be Southeastern serving, and boy, did it impact the match early. I thought you guys, with you returning, I know last night you're maybe nursing an injury a little bit. You returned tonight. You're one of those unique kids we said on the call tonight that you're efficient and with the ace. A lot of times it's not normal to see a kid in both categories. Talk to me about what it is you're trying to accomplish in your serve. It seems like you have a lot of late action on that ball when I had a real good view up here tonight.
Yeah, when I serve, I just try to get it to the not so good of a passer. Like, we look at stats and we see who's not so good of a passer and who's so good of a passer, and I just serve it to the person that is not so good at passing.
I'll say this last question as we come up on the second half of the year. It was very similar to the situation you went through last year when I had my eye kind of on Ava coming back and what she was doing. I thought there in about the second set tonight, you could start to see in your 6-2 attack where you had three hitters constantly coming in the balance. But, I'm not going to sit here and play doctor or whatever, but as you move forward, what do you think the capabilities are of this team and your goals moving forward now that we make the turn on Thursday night to the second half?
I think once we get Ava back fully healthy, we can do really good. We can go really far. If we all work as a team, go after every ball, don't let any ball hit the ground, and just get every ball in and get some really good blocks, I think we could go pretty far.
Well, Lexi, I appreciate you coming up. You're one of my favorites. I love watching you play. I love the energy, the way you work in the back row there. A couple times tonight, the one play, we about fell off the balcony down here with you and Gracie working hard. So congratulations on the win, and we'll certainly catch up with you in the second half of the year. You'll tell me on the technology here if we still have good connection now. I'm going to be joined by head coach Lori Coker, and I was just telling Kai, coach, that
just whenever you talk.
I was telling him that if you're going to attend an SVC volleyball match, you better not have plans that evening. It's one of those, it's unbelievable. Every night out of the four matches, there's at least two of them. Tonight, it's Westfall's playing a 31-29 set. They win in 4 against St. Trace, and it's just nuts. Just take me. You've been in this conference a long time. Just take me through this particular year. The parity's unreal.
It is, and I think there's always balance, but I think this year in particular, there's more balance, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense.
And the uniqueness of our league, everybody says it, and it's true. And you're in a fight every day in and day out in this league, and it's a great conference to be in.
Well, I thought Lexi really did a good job from a player's perspective, given it. I'd love to hear it from a coach's perspective. Take me through the rotation all year long. You finally kind of get back to where you are, and then right in the middle of a 5-set marathon, you have to switch back. I don't know if you ran out of sets, too, and with younger I wasn't sure there, but there's a lot of factors going on for a coach. Just take me through that situation.
Unfortunately, Ava's been out, and she's really tried really hard to come back. And I don't know don't know her diagnosis just yet, but we had to make it happen right at the end of the set, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to put ourselves together. I think it's so proud of the team. That's a lot of adversity to go through, and especially for this team in as much different positions as they've played, and putting some younger people in positions they haven't even been in all year. So very proud of him for sticking in there and coming through.
Well, the last question, I guess when I think of your first set against Westfall, 27-25, and then I think of you went, help me here, 4 with St. Trey's,
yes,
4 with Huntington. That match should have easily gotten to a 5th set, and you weren't able to finish. Tonight you go 5. You're up over 500 overall. I know with your tournament success throughout your career, you've got to feel pretty good about this team as you get closer to the sectional draw.
Yes, when you can see improvement as coaches, it means a lot, and they do work really hard, and we ask a lot of them for some time. You probably caught it. We do a lot of switches in the front row, but we haven't done it with Ava back, so they kind of got relaxed where they were at. So when we went to do the switches, you get trained to do one thing, and now you're like, oh, I forgot to do that, and it's not their fault, because we ask a lot of them sometimes. And I just want to say, I think Coach Posey's doing a phenomenal job here. It's a program that I think that she's turning around quickly, and the girls are playing really hard for her, and I think she's making some great changes on the fly as well. So it wasn't, we knew coming into this, whoever we had playing, it was going to be a tough match, and hats off to them for sure.
Well, I think that's well said. I appreciate you joining us. Congrats on the win, and we'll look forward to catching up with you down the road.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Again, that's Southeastern head coach Lori Coker. Her Lady Panthers survive a marathon here tonight in Bainbridge. They beat Paint Valley in 5, 25-18, 25-19, 18-25, 16-25, 15-9. And Kai, certainly appreciate all of your efforts tonight. I'll give you a final thought before I close this out. Just your thoughts on getting to do volleyball. We obviously picked a good one, and had a good time talking to Lexi there. I thought she was well spoken, and then obviously Coach Coker giving us some good perspective on handling adversity.
Yeah, absolutely, Shane. I was impressed with Lexi. As I mentioned earlier with Laney Hill, Lexi's brother Luke is actually also on their junior fair board, so it's cool to see that family connection and see how they do public speaking wise similar. So Lockwood's a pretty cool gang, but just super thankful for the opportunity to just kind of come out and call a volleyball game. It's a little different pace, a little different speed than the football games are, so not as many breaks, so my ADD definitely catches up to me a little more here, but glad we got to do this for our kids, and just excited to see how both these teams do in the tournament and in the second half of the season coming up. So I'm going to let you finish this out, Shane, and just thank you guys for tuning in.
Well, again, thank you, Paint Valley. Thanks to Kai and all the people working behind the scenes to make the technology possible. Love the opportunity to do this for SVC kids. Hopefully we get a chance to do it a little bit more. As always, make sure you check out SVC Sports Talk. Show 287's just out. You can also check the YouTube channel if you're new to it tonight. For this game, look back through. We've got interviews from just about every SVC across the board of a lot of different kids. And make sure you check out the website later tonight for the volleyball scoreboard and stats, as well as all the other fall sports going on. So on that note, we'll get out of here. Final score for the final time. Southeastern wins it in 5. Make sure you check in SVCSportZone.com, and we'll always do our best to keep it 100% SVC, 100% of the